Talk about that first. Let's get that first. Okay, first of all, we are live here. It's what is today? Monday night between the hours of 9 to about 10:30, 11 o'clock, depends. This is In the Paint. My name is Ronnie Jones. I'm your host slash moderator. What the hell is wrong? Slash moderator. There it is. And of course, joining me is what the fuck? And of course, joining me is the man that created the show, Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, and also joining us is Mr. Chandler from Rochester. But first, let me address Mr. Max 611. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, brother. You
What's so funny?
nervous?
I don't
Nah,
know.
you. That's like the second or third time you've done that in the intro where you okay?
It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. I'm not perfect. But it happens. So what can I say? Hopefully you're doing well. Besides throwing that real quick shade at me, but I'm gonna overlook that because I am a true man. And I'm able
I
to.
gotta get you before you get me. You know how it
Yeah,
is. You know these rules.
and I understand it because I am very quick witted and I'm fast. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. Chandler, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm all right. How y'all doing, man?
Just hanging, man. The Max got now. You talk about me. Max got problems. Hey, your foot falling asleep over there, buddy? What's
I
happening?
keep dropping the phone. Um,
His
Damn, bro.
his equilibrium is totally foobarred right now. That's what it is. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's totally foobarred. Also
what
joining us,
kind of word is that?
fucked
Fucked
up
up
beyond.
beyond all recognition.
Thank you, Sir Chandler. Okay, he's not aware of that. Let's bring in my other good friend here from Hollis, Queens. My man, my childhood buddy, Mr. David is in the house. What's up, Dave?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Your volume's a little low.
Okay, let me see if I can work on that.
Okay, no problem. So well, while David figures that out, let's talk about the first thing on our docket tonight. Chandler and Max, send out those well wishes for the young brother and give him a little details if you don't mind, please.
Yeah, the young basketball player from Florida. Is it Florida?
Yeah, University of Florida.
He collapsed right after they came out of their huddle, and right now he's in an induced coma. Really sad.
Mhm.
So we sending him prayers and good wishes and good vibes to him and his family. Hopefully he recovers.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I mean, it's sad, man. I mean, young man. I mean, you don't send you. I don't have kids, but people that have kids don't send their kids to college to die. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Mhm.
it went from him collapsing to him being in critical stable to a medically induced coma. They said they brought him out of the coma and he's following simple commands, but I
Okay.
think the most alarming thing is they either know or won't say or don't know what's going on. And I
Mm.
know a lot of people are going to want to conflate or say, well, he tested positive for COVID early in the year, and this may be related to that. And that's one of the
Yeah.
reasons, one of the things that we talk about. You don't know what the lasting effects of it are, but since they
Mhm.
haven't said that, I'm not going to put those things together. Just like I said, nobody sends their kid to school for that. So let's just whatever you believe in, just send the kid some good thoughts and well wishes and hope he gets better, you know?
Well said, gentlemen. I definitely, like I said,
Yeah,
I
but
agree
just
with that fully.
like I said, nobody sends their kid to school for
Uh-oh.
that. So let's just
Somebody got
whatever
an
you
echo?
believe in, just send the kid some good thoughts and well wishes and hope. Like I said,
Could
oh my
somebody
god,
turn?
I sound like a frog.
Well,
God, that was awful.
the,
That was
the,
me.
I knew it was you. I knew. This is the second week in a row you've done that. Second show in a row. Yes, it has. Yes, it is. Don't make the face because it's true. So, with that being said, let's get it. Oh,
Can you
uh,
hear me?
you're still low, David, for some reason. I don't know why.
I've been having microphone issues all day. What
Oh,
problem
wow.
is it? I don't know what.
Yeah,
I can't I
you
can't hear him at
sound
all.
like you underwater.
Okay, I'm gonna go offline and see if I can.
Okay.
Yeah, go off and come back.
Okay. Let's try it again. Yo, listen. Let's get into some other stuff real quick. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna love this part right here. This is it for me. Anthony Joshua KOs Kubrat Pulev in the ninth round. He retained his championships. Ninth round KO. Chandler, let me just say, and the reason I called you out just now is because you said something in the last show in regards to this fight. in which you said that Anthony Joshua has to put away this guy quickly and very impressively. And I remember that. You understand? And I totally agree with you. Watching this fight, he had Pulev in the third round. He had him ripe for the killing. And what happened? He didn't accomplish that. You know what I'm saying? Played around with him for the rest of the match. You know, people want to say, well, he was in control. Okay, I can go for that. But still, at the same time, this was not an impressive win to me. And I don't want to hear people saying, oh, well, he's a tough guy, tough competitor. The man is 39 years old. Stop it. Stop it. Knock it off. Okay.
You know, it's the common denominator, right?
What's that?
Anthony Joshua has a glass jaw.
Okay, so he stayed.
What? You watch how he's fighting now, right?
Mm-hmm. Scared.
No. It's not scared. It's tactical.
AKA scared.
No. Why would you put yourself? Why would you showcase your weakness, which is your weak jaw? If you notice how he's fighting, who's he fighting like?
Don't say Mayweather.
No.
Lennox Lewis?
Yes, because he has he has Lennox Lewis's trainers.
Okay,
that's who he hired recently.
Well,
and
okay.
Now y'all got to listen to me. It's smart the way he fought. He now has a better jab. He was always fundamentally a good boxer. He just has a weak chin. So when you're a big guy and you sit on that jab as big as he is, Joshua, because he's like 6'5", 6'6", similar size to Lennox Lewis, similar size to the Klitschko's. He's fighting their style. And what he did to that guy is hit him with the jab, stung him with the jab, and then put him away in the ninth.
But Mac, he had a chance to put this guy away out in the third and fourth.
Right.
I'm not trying to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that. To me, that's weak shit. Finish him off. Yes, it is. How you gonna tell me nah? Yes, it is. Fuck you talking about?
In the 8th round, you watched the fight?
Yeah, I did. And
8th round, Joshua got caught twice by Pulev. And they didn't necessarily hurt him, but Pulev has some strength. So he fought a smart fight, and he controlled the fight.
Yeah, but Mac, this isn't like Stevenson, who fought a dude who's more experienced than him, and who knew how to survive. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Stevenson fight, he couldn't put that guy away because the guy was a more experienced fighter, and he knew how to hang on and survive.
Right.
This was a fight where Joshua had just as experienced. He's fighting a dude that's way older than him. He was supposed to come out and dominate that fight. Okay? And
I don't know. Well, you know what? When he's tried to do that before, he's gotten caught. And he usually is wound up, with the ref counting. And he's got up in one fight because he only has one loss. But he fought a smart fight.
Then I don't want to hear about him fighting for a world title. If you got a fight against a tomato can, then you shouldn't be fighting for a title.
And who's better than him?
Yeah.
Who? Tyson Fury's better. How about that?
Yeah, I'll take Tyson Fury over Joshua.
Another one whose jaw's a little fragile too.
But Fury will stand there and go with you. Fury will go with you.
He will.
Exactly.
If you want to be the champion, you got to bring some ass to get some ass. Okay. You can't be the champion if you're not willing to take the to go in and take the shot and open yourself up. You got to have the confidence that know what? What's the kid from Puerto Rico? That's got the 16 straight knockouts. Balaga. I'm messing his name, but last name starts with a B. This kid, his fight, he's knocked out 16 straight people in the first round, which means that after knockout number 10, he's just coming straight forward. All right, because he's going for the knockout.
Right, but you talking about two different styles.
But what I'm saying though is you got to be willing to put something on the line to fight for a title.
Wait a minute, you talk about me being a politician or a lawyer. You're Max Living is officially on retainer from Anthony Joshua. That's what it is.
Y'all know I'm not. I like Joshua, but I'm not a super Joshua fan.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
He did what he had to do, and he pummeled that guy for 9 rounds. Did that guy win a round? Or no. Should he have gotten past the 4th round?
No.
I said he should knock him out in the 4th round. But again, he fought an economically tactical fight.
Okay, so when he fights a Joshua or a Wilder who are going to be looking to knock him out, basically what we're going to see is him jabbing from a distance for 10 rounds. I don't want to see that.
Exactly.
That is how the Klitschko's fought, and that is how Lennox Lewis fought, and that's what you have when you got a dude who has a glass jaw but is a fundamentally sound good boxer.
And that's why people started hating boxing.
Hey, don't watch. I'll watch.
Yeah, you're watching. You defend AJ too. You know, with you being on his retainer. Right, exactly. Gotcha. I'm sorry. It just really disturbs me on so many deep levels. It's not even. Oh, jeez. I'm telling you, I'm just disturbed by that. I am. It was a BS. It was BS. You understand?
But they got the Exorcist, Damien coming for you or something. That's how disturbed you are.
No,
did it affect your scene?
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. I'm just saying. You had the guy. Had the guy done for. Done for.
Listen,
what you do. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
You can't go for knockouts.
Let me step back and jab. Yo, freak that. I'm not with that. I'm sorry. No.
Okay, so what happens? What happens if, let's say, he gets a title shot, right? And whoever he's fighting, let's say it's Wilder, and he hurts him, right? And he has the opportunity to go in for the kill shot, but he's going to back up and go for the jab because he's worried about getting hit instead.
Stupid.
And then you wind up losing a fight that you should have won.
Thank you.
Because you opted for safe. Sometimes safe is good sometimes, all right?
It is.
Sometimes though, and I hate to use this line because I hate Bruce Arians, but no risk it, no biscuit, baby.
Exactly. You talk about, and Chandler, I agree. Talking about playing it safe and whatnot. It's like in football.
He didn't play it safe.
He played it safe. Let me finish. Let me finish. Shut your mouth. Let me finish. You know, like I said, my thing is this, man. You play it safe, just like in football when you're ahead and you want to play the prevent defense or prevent yourself from winning. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to hear that. So what? He was ahead in all the rounds. What's his name? Pulev didn't win a single round, whatnot. But the bottom line is, you take away from the fact that he could have finished this fight much earlier than it went. Should I say? He really could have. That's what pissed me off. That's why I'm saying I'm not impressed by this dude at all. I'm just not feeling him. Whatever.
Listen, there's somebody in agreement with me.
Okay, good for you.
My brother Lewis on my feed on my page.
Okay, good.
Lewis said,
"Let me hear him."
Anthony Joshua is fighting smart now. The reckless approach is what got Joshua knocked out. That's what I said. Joshua dominated the fight. I said that.
Nobody's saying he didn't.
Boxing ain't a Rocky movie. Mark, your boys don't know anything about boxing. He threw shots at y'all, bro.
It's easy to do. It's easy to do that. You know, like I said, you can do the whole typewriter, keyboard warrior thing. Don't have to be. As a matter of fact, why don't you, since we don't know anything, please join us.
Come educate me.
How about that?
Nah, you're not. He fought smart, and it's why I didn't. The way he fought before is why I used to throw a little shade at him. Am I right? He would fight reckless? Yes or no?
No, I would. Again, I'm going to say
would.
When you are fighting a tomato, when you are fighting a tomato can, all right. There are some guys you fight. You're supposed to put away early. There are some guys you fight a tactical fight. Your what's the word? Plan, for lack of a better word, because I can't think of the word that I'm talking about. Okay. It should be based on who. Yes, it's your skill set, but it's also based on who you're fighting. If you're fighting a guy who's a counterpuncher, you're going to fight him differently than the guy who just charges straight ahead. We all know that. If you're fighting a tomato can, the object is just go in there, knock off some rust, and put this guy away so that we don't get to the late rounds and he gets off a lucky shot. Okay?
That wasn't going to happen in that fight.
Okay, you just said You just said out of your mouth that there was a round where the dude got
in the 8th round. He caught him twice.
Okay,
and those are two good. Those were the only 2 good shots he got off.
Okay, so like I said, you put a tomato can away early to prevent going late in the fight and somebody getting you with a lucky shot. You just said he caught him. So that means if you keep playing it safe against a tomato can, he might catch you again.
Right. I agree with that. Look at him. He's looking at the commentary on, oh, well, this person said that. What? Bishop, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm fantastic.
That's great. I love it. Just talking about this guy, Anthony Joshua, and going against Kubrat Pulev. That was on Saturday, I believe, at 2:00 in the afternoon. That's when the preliminary started to the main event. What do you think about the fight, brother?
I didn't watch it. I read up on the guy, Kubiak or whatever.
Pulev.
Pulev.
Pulev. Pulev. Pulev.
Yeah, I saw him. He looked like a coked up cab driver that he was fighting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the highlights, or some of the. I guess they call it highlights.
Right.
And the dude was like, he was like standing sideways while Joshua was like swinging punches at him.
Oh, he tried to hide.
Huh?
He tried to hide.
Yeah, he's standing sideways like he wanted to run out the ring while Joshua was throwing punches at him. And then he had no power. He was just like a big dude. And it was just like he could have hit Joshua like 1,000 times. It was like somebody beating you with a pillow. It's nothing's happening. That's why he chose him. It's like there was no threat. There was no threat. You know what I mean? And he could just come in and demolish him. So it's sort of
and he didn't even demolish him. He had a chance to demolish him earlier.
He put him on his back 4 times.
Well, I mean, he had to get some work in. When's the last time he fought?
What round was that?
He knocked him down 4 times during the fight.
Yeah, but you don't want to. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
It's cat and mouse. Let me get some work in. You know what I mean? Let me get some work in. I don't have to worry about him hurting me. It's like Triple G fighting those fighters until he fought somebody real.
Yo, Bishop, man. Max is living so full of shit right now. It's not even fucking funny.
How am I full
you
of
are
shit?
So full of shit, dude.
How?
I'm not gonna out you. I'm not gonna out you.
No, how so?
No, I'm not gonna out you, but you are so full of shit.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Whatever.
What are you talking about coming out? Who's coming out?
Hey, he is.
Yo, Matt.
No, whoa. Notice how his ears perked up.
What? My ears have?
No, not you, the bishop. Look at him smiling.
No, I'm just saying you.
Nah, you were coming in. You on some. Who coming out?
I've known you.
Went like this. He
listen,
grabbed
I've known you. Listen,
he hugged himself.
Mac, I've known you since high school. I mean, if you have something to tell us.
Listen, Precious.
This is safe space, bro. This is safe space. We support space.
Listen,
all right,
we're here for you. We're here for you.
No, Precious.
We're here for you.
See what I gotta go through.
Oh God, I tell you, hilarious, man.
Let's just agree to disagree.
No judgment tone.
I'll think about it.
First of all, watch your tone.
I gotta watch shit.
I'm talking to Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Why you on some Ralph Tresvant tonight?
Fuck you, bitch. No,
wow.
Get out of here, man.
And that thing went to echo. Fuck you, bitch.
The fuck out of here. Let's move on, shall we? Jesus Christ. Got me all pissed off. Listen, the Las Vegas Raiders, they fired defensive coordinator Paul Guenther. What's some of your takes on this, dude? Is the defense on the Raiders that bad in which they had to fire this guy?
Oh, you want the numbers?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, they got smacked by the Indianapolis Colts with slow ass, the slow ass old quarterback 44-27. The Raiders are now 7-6. They gave up 456 yards during that game, 212 rushing. In the 3 seasons that Guenther has been their defensive coordinator, the Raiders have ranked last in the NFL in points per game. They give up almost 30 points a game, 28 a game.
Damn.
31st in yards per play.
But that's on, you know what?
They're last in sacks and 30th in takeaways.
Okay, but who's drafting the players? Now, Paul Guenther is a competent defensive coordinator. He's not he is. But you can't make chicken salad. You can only make so much chicken salad out of chicken crap. All right. Now, okay, if after the second year, right? Now Gruden's been there, I think they've been there together 3 years.
Yeah.
By this point now, you should have known what type of players he needed to run the defenses you're trying to run. Obviously, either this man suddenly forgot how to coach, or you don't have the players who can run the scheme he runs, and he's not able to adjust. So I'm putting this back on Gruden and Mayock. Okay? Yes. I'm putting this back on Gruden and Mayock. Who are you drafting for the defensive coordinator? Because I'm going to tell you what, it ain't going to get no better next season because they still going to have the same players.
Couldn't happen to a better guy, Chandler. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Gruden, I couldn't happen to a better dude.
Exactly. I hate John Gruden. I hate John.
Well, remember they had some really good defensive players. They had one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah, and they traded him away, and suddenly their defense got worse.
Right.
I wonder why.
Exactly. Well, interesting numbers there, Mac. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting. So,
listen. If you trade away one of the best defensive linemen in football, once he did that, their whole defense changed.
Yeah, changed. When
they were pretty good defense, and once he left.
And you're running an offense that is not really going to give you a lot of long drives all the time. So your defense is going to be on the field more, so they're going to be. I mean, listen, this, like I said, this goes back to Gruden, him and his 10-year contract. Listen, I need him to fail for 7 more seasons.
Right.
Indeed, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. I'm definitely rooting for that.
Right. And our brother Ronan Black says Raiders can't generate any pressure from their defensive ends. They've missed on their picks at the defensive end positions.
They did, and then they signed retreads. Like, they brought in Vic Beasley.
Yeah,
Corey Littleton.
All the guys Mike Mayock claimed when he was a draft guru were going to be great NFL players.
Carl Nassib.
I hear you. Well, David, you're back. Hopefully you fixed your volume issue.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, a little bit better. It's a little bit better than previously.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Thanks for coming back. We were just discussing about the Las Vegas Raiders firing their defensive coordinator, Paul Guenther.
Oh, I got
You got no comment on that. I feel you. I barely had a comment.
But yeah, Chandler's right. Guenther. He's been a good defensive guy in his career, but somebody gotta go. it ain't Mayock and
Gruden, right? Yeah, true.
But Gruden needs to go. I'll say that he needs to go. On paper, the Raiders had a playoff caliber team till he started muddying the waters. And you don't trade the best defensive player in football. You don't do that.
No,
you're not smart when you do that. You outsmarting yourself.
That was ridiculous.
They let Amari Cooper leave. Or did they trade him? That wasn't smart either.
Yep.
That wasn't smart.
Right.
Just what do we call it? Franchise what do you call when the franchise isn't doing right by the players and the fans and
franchise malfeasance?
Yeah, there you go. And
that's how it's always been. It's not just football,
right?
Let me ask you this: is Gruden gonna last through his contract? Is he gonna get to 5 years?
Yeah,
hopefully not.
He's gonna be there at least 8. He's gonna be there 8 years.
Hell no.
Yes, he will. You know why? Because Mark Davis is not gonna look like a fool and give somebody a 10-year contract and then fire him before 5 years. All right. Remember the egos we talking about. All right. Remember the egos we talking about here. He gave this man $10 million a year for 10 years. That's $100 million.
Listen, right? I have friends who are shout out to y'all, my homies who are Raider fans, and they are livid.
That's okay. Mark Davis is not going to fire him before year 7. So he's going to be there at least 7 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, Darren Waller, who they lucked into because the Ravens gave him every chance, but he couldn't get his stuff together. And now he finally does have it together, and good for that young man. Darren Waller will not last with the Raiders for past 2 more seasons because Gruden's going to run him out the door. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
Right. Peace, Ronan. Like Ronan said, Farrell and Key haven't produced. Their best defensive lineman is Hurst, who's their defensive tackle.
Yeah, Hurst has been hurt since he's been drafted.
Yeah, this year they've had some injuries all through the defense, but still, Mayock looks like a moron.
You think?
Well, we knew he was a moron when he was a draft guru. All he's doing now is he's getting to pick players, and we can say to him, "See, you don't know what the hell you're talking about." Still,
there you go. Listen, let's do some moving on, gentlemen, if you don't mind. Let's get into a little bit of the lane of, we've been in the lane of the NFL. We're going to continue down that path. Let's talk about the New York Jets remaining winless. I see Bishop is, perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
And their contest yesterday against the Seattle Seahawks, they started out okay, 3-0, but then that was about it.
Really are.
What?
They start out every game looking okay in the first quarter, and it goes downhill rapidly.
Yeah.
If the game ended after the first quarter, Jets would be undefeated.
Right, exactly.
But this time, Seattle jumped on them quick.
Yeah, it was horrific.
Y'all know Adam Gase has said that he hasn't been calling the plays, but in the press conference, he admitted that he was calling plays during this game. Which one is it, man?
The plays that work, he called. The plays that didn't work, it was somebody else.
That's it.
Luke, Mac 10, you report the fake news.
Excuse me? No. I'll pull up I'll send you both videos. I'll send you both videos.
You said fake news. Fake news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fake news.
Okay. First, I'll send you the coked out video. His first.
Yeah. So, what are we really talking about here? What are we really talking about here? Play calling?
Oh man, this is hilarious.
Yep.
I swear.
The kicker missed 3 field goals. How you do that?
Listen, the kicker wants to go home. The players want the season to be over. All right, you're going to see some disinterested. It's going to be cats pulling hammies all over. Oh, my hamstring. Cats is ready to go. All right.
My thing is, and we've talked about the quarterback. Media wasn't too nice to him this week. They said that they don't ever see him being good and yada yada yada. He hasn't gotten better in 3 years, but look at what he's playing with.
Yep. It's, you know what? I didn't want Sam Darnold, and you know that, Mac. I didn't think Sam Darnold. I thought Sam Darnold was a more athletic version of Mark Sanchez. That's what he's looked like so far. A more athletic version of Mark Sanchez. He's always going to throw the pass he shouldn't throw at the worst possible moment. But if you send him to a team with a coach who actually knows how to basically use him kind of like what Buffalo has done with Josh Allen, what the Giants are doing with Daniel Jones. Now, Josh Allen has progressed tremendously, but if you notice, Buffalo, there's certain things they don't ask him to do at certain times. Okay, they ask him to make these throws, and if your game is going well, fine. If not, we gonna run the ball, play defense, right? If he gets with a coach that does that with him, that says to him, you don't have to win the game. We just need you to manage the game and don't lose it for us. I think Sam Darnold could have a pretty good career in the NFL. But if you're looking for him to be a Patrick Mahomes, a Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, you looking at the wrong guy. That's not the guy. But if you're looking for a guy who can put up some good numbers, manage your team, and just not lose the game for you, I think Sam Darnold can be that guy.
So in other words, if you need him to be a quarterback, he ain't gonna win the game for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
this quarterback's like that.
Yeah. No, but the league is changing. The league is changing. So there's how many quarterbacks like the Eli Mannings? There's no space for them in the NFL anymore.
Well, he has to go to a Pittsburgh or a Tennessee with a Vrabel or a Tomlin or a Brian, with the way Brian Flores is doing with Tua, the way Anthony Lynn is doing with Herbert until he decides to take over and lose the game at the end. You know what I'm saying? But there's still some coaches that are coaching like that. Hell, look at Washington. Yeah, Washington's a perfect example. Yeah. Their offense is trash. But all he asked Alex Smith to do, be yourself. Captain, check down. Don't throw interceptions. Don't turn the ball over. We'll win it with the defense.
And that's what he's always done his whole career. Damn near.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, look, when he was in San Francisco, they had a really dominant defense. But my thing with the Jets is you've drafted 3 quarterbacks in 10 years, right? You drafted Sanchez. He had decent playmakers around him. All those guys, either you got rid of them, they got old, or you traded them or whatever. Geno Smith. Ooh. You had him playing with hot garbage.
Yep.
And then you signed 2 guys. You signed Decker and you signed Marshall. And he didn't get to play with them. Fitzgerald did. I mean, Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got to play with him.
Okay.
And then you get rid of Geno. And then you draft Darnold. Same thing. Hot garbage at wide receiver.
Can I ask a question? Sure. And you guys are gonna just probably crucify me for this one, and that's fine because I don't give a shit. So let's get this right. So Sam Darnold was taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Number 3 pick.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
Okay. From USC, and you know how I feel about you quarterbacks. You know how I feel about that. USC, they're trash. But my thing is, Mac, you say that these quarterbacks, they didn't have the skilled players around them.
They did
in order to be successful. And that might be true, but here's where you guys are gonna crucify me. But yet you have another quarterback, famous quarterback, one of the most successful quarterbacks in the NFL over his career, was drafted low.
Okay.
And yet he talking about Tom Brady. And I know Darnell's not no Tom Brady. I get that. But I'm just saying Brady didn't exactly have
he had decent receivers.
He didn't have the top quality guys. No, he had some.
They better than the crap. They're better than the crap. That's
I'm just
masquerading around in MetLife.
Whatever. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Chandler. What are you gonna say?
He was also a game manager in the beginning.
Yes, he was.
If you look at it, what they gave him, they always had 2 outstanding tight ends for him to throw to when all else failed. Okay?
And a running back.
And a running back who he could throw, he could dump the ball off to, who would make a play. So if you look at how Brady was used for the first few years of his career, he was used as a game manager. He wasn't, running up and down the field and they were like, go, Tom, go win the game. As he grew into what he was becoming, then he became that guy. But what's the best season he ever had? It was with Randy Moss, who was a top flight receiver. It's the best season he's ever had. He's never had a season like that ever again. Why? Because Moss was gone after not too much longer after that. Because Brady got hurt and so on and so on. But so if you look at Brady's stats, Brady has never been a guy who, you could say he never played with first round receivers, but he's always played in an offense that was built to highlight what he did really, really well versus what he couldn't do. Sam Darnold is not in an offense. Mark Sanchez wound up in an offense after they got rid of everybody that highlighted what he couldn't do, not what he could do, because they were asking him to do things he's not built for. Brady, matter of fact, look at Brady in Tampa Bay. They're asking him to do things that even if he was younger, he's not built to do. He's not a down the field passer. He's not a guy that let's just deep shots. Okay, he's basically a West Coast offense guy, for lack of a better term. And how he gets out, he's gonna dump it to the back. He's gonna hit you in the middle. He's gonna hit you short and let his playmakers make plays.
Right.
So Brady's always done. He gets the ball in the hands of his playmakers, let him make plays. What playmakers does Darnold have? And again, I'm not a Darnold fan. I'm not going to make excuses for him, but also have to look at the coaching and the players around him. The best player he has is Denzel Mims. Denzel Mims has been hurt most of the season.
And he's a rookie.
Let me just jump in here.
Go ahead, Dave.
Please.
So I'm not a Darnold fan either, but I will say that if you look at the complete game, and I'm talking about offense and defensive side of the ball, when Brady came in, correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't come in and start. He came in off of injury, and then he took over. But the system, the complete system, was one where if everybody did their jobs, then you only had to focus on your job.
Right.
You have a Jets team that plays no defense. The coach has his head up his ass. And so you put a QB in there who feels like not only does he have to do his job, he's got to do everybody else's job. And so he can't focus solely on being a quarterback. And I don't mean doing his job literally like playing defense, but I mean you've got to go in there with a mindset of you're coming in almost every game, at some deficit real quick.
Right.
And so your game plan going in, now you throw that in the trash because now you've got to alter your game and thinking about how you're going to play the game. It's almost like bringing in baseball, you're bringing in a pitcher. There's a situation where he's got, bases loaded, nobody out. Now he's got to focus on that because the pitcher before him loaded the bases because he walked everybody. So if other people, if he had a team where everybody else did their jobs, he can just focus on controlling what he can control. And I'm not saying that's going to make him better, but I'm saying that I think that's something that we have to look at as a complete team. The Jets are garbage, and so it doesn't allow for him to comfortably grow into his position because he's always got to play from a deficit.
Very well said.
Yeah. And I saw what somebody just put on the thing, and kind of illustrates my point where they were talking about. I didn't see who said it about Byron Leftwich calling one game with only 4 running plays all game. What the hell are they doing down there in Tampa? You know what I'm saying? You're not playing to the strengths of your quarterback. You got to play to the strengths of your players. And that's why, like David said, when Brady was in New England, he was in a system that played to the strengths of their players. You're good at this. That's why every guy who's ever left New England has been trash. Because Bill Dutch says, you're good at this, just do that. You're good at this, just do that.
Yep.
That's all you do. Right? Exactly. Richard Seymour literally disappeared from the NFL when he left New England.
Yeah.
Well, what do I always say? That you play to what you have. You don't try to make somebody air it out when they can't air it out. That's stupid.
Right.
But again, Adam Gase can't even. I don't know what plays he's calling.
Yeah, and you got Darnold now. Darnold is playing not only to try to win a game that he knows he's got to try to outscore the other team 50-0, or he's got to put 50 points up. But you don't think that this kid, and he's a kid, you don't think that he's hearing and reading and listening to his family? Everybody told, what about Trevor Lawrence? What about Trevor Lawrence? What about Trevor Lawrence? He's literally playing against not only the coach and the other team, but the ghost of a kid that ain't been drafted yet.
Yeah.
Right. He Listen, they just don't. Jets as an organization have no clue. They keep hiring bad. They hire bad GMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Wow.
But they're perfect. They're perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so far.
Yep, perfectly off. Yeah.
Jesus.
Undefeated in wins.
But we all know. We all know the GM set Gase up for failure this year. He said, I got about $80 to $100 million. I ain't spending it on him.
But Matt, you know what though? You know why that bothers me? Is because
it bothered me too.
What if the owner picks a coach that he doesn't like? Is he gonna sandbag him too? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
At a certain point, do your damn job. Your job is to make the organization better. Right. That's your job.
Right. And
I don't care.
Right. Yeah. And it just did it twice. Itzik did the same thing to Ryan. Yep. Ryan was already there. He came in, and everybody knew, I don't like him. I don't know him. Why don't you get to know him? Yeah. Why don't you see what he does good and help him?
Get him what he wants. Get him what he wants.
Right. And help him with the things he's not good at. Which was the offensive side of the ball.
That speaks to his integrity, though, or lack of it.
There you go.
They're paying you all that money, like Chandler said, do your job. I don't care if you don't like the coach. To sandbag him and create a situation for him to fail, then he needs to give back his money. He's stealing money from them because it's supposed to be a team.
Right. Like Mike Tomlin, he is a cover 2 Tampa 2 guy. He went to the Steelers, saw what they did on defense. Y'all not changing a thing. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not changing the offense.
Right.
It's been running, pretty good this way. I'm not gonna fuck with the offensive coordinator.
Right.
And what have the Steelers done for the 10 to 15 years he's been coach?
Never had
nothing but good.
Never had a losing season.
Yeah.
No. Right. Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And what about the players that Joe Douglas is screwing over? I mean, listen, like I said, I was never a fan of Darnold, but you're potentially ruining this kid's career, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, he's either gonna get traded, and he might be traded to a team where he's gonna have to be the backup.
Right.
Like Sanchez and Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
Geno Smith is the backup for Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is you're taking away an opportunity not only for him to play, but to make money. Listen, starting quarterback make a lot of money, all right? So you get a starting job, you're going to get some good coin. You're affecting not just Adam Gase. You're affecting guys' lives and livelihoods. There's guys that are going to be cut off this team that won't get another shot in the NFL because they're going to be viewed with the 0-16 stink. All right? Yeah. It's a lot more to that than just, I got to get rid of Adam Gase.
Right.
If you didn't want to work with him, then you should have took the damn job. Or you should tell him, listen, I need the autonomy, the authority to do what I see fit with the coaching staff. If you don't want to let me do that, then find yourself somebody else.
When your team is 0-13 or whatever they are, there's a lot of blame to go all around.
Yeah.
Right. Dom is in the chat. He said so the same GM that's sandbagging a coach doesn't have the guts to fire him. So do both go now?
I would fire them both.
I would fire them both too.
They gave the GM a long-term deal. He's gonna fire Adam Gase.
Yeah,
I'm in agreement with you guys. But that's how football goes. Unfortunately, he should have fired Gase after last year.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
I can agree with that.
The owner wouldn't let him, but it's look at Houston. Everybody asked why Bill O'Brien got fired. Bill O'Brien was an a-hole the entire time he was there. Okay, he's the one who knifed the previous GM that got him fired. But then his boy came in from New England, and suddenly, we can't deal with Bill O'Brien. His boy knifed him the way he was knifing everybody. Them cats in the NFL, them some dirty cats, man.
They are. There's a lot of bitch assness in the NFL.
Right. Oh man. Our boy Ishmael just said Atlanta fired both the GM and the coach.
There you
well
go.
deserved. And well deserved. Exactly.
There you go. Everybody got to go. Everybody must go, bro.
Detroit fired their coach and GM.
Quinn and what's his name? Patricia.
They both needed to go.
Yep. But see, Jacksonville just got rid of the GM. Why is the coach still there? Why is the coach still there?
Who's the coach of Jacksonville?
Marone.
Oh, Doug Marone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like that guy.
No.
He should stick to what he does best. Be an O-line coach. That's what you do best. This
crazy
coordinating and head coaching thing, not for you.
Oh, Mac.
Yes, sir.
I just thought of something, a topic to bring up real quick. It's not really on the list, and it just hit me just now. And I think maybe we should talk about it since we got good guys joining us tonight. Lovie Smith got fired from
Illinois. Yeah.
Hey, you can't have a 5-year losing record.
But hold on, Matt. Hold on. They made a bowl game for the first time in some people's lives. Okay. They won 6 games last year. Tell me the last time Illinois won 6 games. You're gonna have to Google it, bro, because it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
All right. So
not a while. A while.
It takes 3 years for a college coach really to put his stamp on a program. Okay, so I don't care about the first 3 years. The past 2 years has seen the trend of them going upwards. Matter of fact, the past 2 years they've been competitive in games where they normally would have gotten blown the hell out. All right. That team is trending in the right direction. They're starting to get good recruits. And now you fire him. You know what this reminds me of? Detroit Lions and Jim Caldwell.
Well, or Lovie Smith in Tampa Bay.
Same. Yep.
I know a lot of guys in our group, they were like, what has Lovie Smith ever done? Lovie Smith ain't that good. And then you look at his record, he has a winning record in the NFL. Been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
He's 6-3 in the playoffs.
Okay. Better than Marvin Lewis. Right. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
You know?
He went to a doormat program. Illinois was a doormat in the Big Ten.
Right.
And now there's somebody that you actually have to listen, we might lose this game if we don't play well.
Well, you know what? I brought up an issue on that post or whatnot, and I asked Mac. I said, "Do you think he gets another shot at the head coaching position?" Okay, okay.
He might have to go and be a coordinator again.
Yeah,
which he wasn't a bad coordinator either.
No, he wasn't.
No, he should get a shot, but I don't know if he will. People starting to campaign for Marvin Lewis now, and if you look at what Marvin Lewis actually did, yes, he didn't win playoff games, but he coached in Cincinnati under one of the cheapest owners in the history of cheap owners. All right, this man made Charlie Finley look like he was a lavish spender. Okay, right, and
from the past,
and he won in spite of all that, despite not having a scouting department, despite having the lowest paid coaching staff. So coaches were constantly leaving, like, dude, I need more money. I need to feed my family. I need to pay my damn mortgage. Stuff like that.
Right.
No good training facilities. All of those things. That's why free agents didn't want to go to Cincinnati. They ain't paying no money. Training facilities sucks. The owner's cheap. They don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So, and he won in spite of that. Can you imagine what Marvin Lewis might have done in an organization that actually spent some money?
Well, remember when he was a coordinator in Baltimore? He's a damn good defensive coordinator.
Yes, he is.
Damn good defensive.
No question.
Yeah.
Cincinnati never. They had some teams where they might have gone 6-10 once, but he generally had them at 9-7 with what he was working with.
Right. Yeah. I think him and Lovey both should get jobs again, but I don't think they will because there's a stigma attached to them that really shouldn't be. In my opinion, that though they're not that good. Look at their actual record and look at the records of some of these guys that have gotten 3 and 4 jobs and tell me what the difference is.
Right.
Yep.
Dom said, hire Eric Bieniemy. I don't think he's coming to the Jets, bro. I'm be real with y'all.
I don't either. I wouldn't. If I'm him, I go to the Chargers. Because I'm sorry, Anthony Lynn. I'm sorry. I love you, bro. You got to go.
Right.
Oh, his coaching is just mind-boggling.
Oh, we winning the game? Let me fix that.
Let me end that.
Oh man, that's horrible. All right, well, we talked about Marvin. Let's still stay in the lane of the NFL. Let's talk about our New York Giants, or your New York Giants, because I'm not a fan, of course. And
you're a Buffalo Bill fan.
Yes, I am.
Good job.
Yes, thank you very much. Go Buffalo. I'll say that all day this year. Yeah, they laid an egg against the Arizona Cardinals, and that loss effectively dropped them out of first place. Also, so all the joy was taken out of Mudville this past Sunday because everybody was so elated and so happy. We're in first place. And I'm hearing us talk about playoffs. And it's like, playoffs? You understand? And yo, dude, I tell you, and I had a feeling he was going to lose this game just based off the optimism that I heard from the commentators during this game. In the very beginning, they were praising. Right over there, somebody dropping the phone. Oh, whatever.
Matt.
Yeah, again, they were praising this guy, Daniel Jones. His last 3 games, they would say it's true. Oh, he's not turning the ball over, which he wasn't, and that it seems like he's grown and then you had this game, So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not. I said it before. I don't think this team, no matter their 4-game winning streak they had before Sunday, it didn't change my view. You know what I'm saying? I still think they've competed. Don't get me wrong, but they're still a bad team. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it's true. They've been competitive and it's been close games with them, but they're not ready. They're not ready. I'm sorry. And I know Joe Judge is a first-year coach and whatnot coming from special teams in New England, but they're not ready yet. Will they be ready? It's possible. Is Daniel Jones the guy? I don't know.
No.
You say, wow, emphatic no from Bishop. Please, you want to expound on that, sir?
The backup quarterback is better than him.
Colt McCoy.
Oh, come on now.
Better than managing the game, and not turning the ball over. It's unforced turnovers. You fumbling the ball, you holding on to it. You don't have a good offensive line. It's like, get rid of the ball. Why are you holding it? Get rid of it. Throw it away. It's like I watched some of that game and it's just like, all right, I'm done.
You know what the problem is? They played a good team.
Yeah.
I told y'all that. I told you
matter.
guys. Yes, it does. It does matter.
Seattle's a good team. They beat Seattle.
I'm saying, right. They played Seattle.
Seattle had a little hiccup because they lost. I think that was the second game they lost in a row. But again, they played a good team. They had David Jones. They had Jones under siege.
Yeah.
One player had five or six sacks.
But he didn't get rid of the ball. How
you gonna get rid of the ball when that offensive tackle that you drafted moving like he moving like a glacier? Move your feet, man.
They played a team that was a step up in class. Okay, and they lost. They were supposed to lose that game.
Yeah.
Now, Daniel Jones' hamstring did not magically heal in 1 week, first of all.
He was limping during the game.
He was playing on one leg.
Yeah.
But is he the quarterback of the future? I don't know, because I don't know if he's going to be able to take the and make the improvement that, again, we look at Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen and him were pretty much the same guy past couple of seasons, which they had a big arm and they fumbled and threw a lot of interceptions and made poor plays and tried to run around like chickens with their heads cut off. Josh Allen has calmed down. The offense coordinator has put him in good situations, all that other stuff. I don't know if the Giants are going to do that with Daniel Jones, because I don't trust Dave Gettleman, number one.
Right.
If they can do all of that, can he be? It's possible. I was never sold on him from the beginning. I don't give a damn about David Cutcliffe. If David Cutcliffe coached, I don't give a damn who David Cutcliffe coached. When he was in college, or he coached Peyton Manning. Just because somebody coached Peyton Manning don't make them good at developing quarterbacks, because that's the only quarterback that David Cutcliffe is associated with who was ever good in the NFL is Peyton Manning. Hell, I could have coached Peyton Manning and he still would have been good. All right. So that ain't
Adam
saying
Gase is associated with that's his whole career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And every guy that's leaned on that has turned out to not be right about anybody else. So I don't know if Daniel Jones is the guy, but I do think the Giants have a good shot to make the playoffs. I don't know if they'll win, depends on who they play. But I like the progression. I like the arc right now. The needle's pointing up. And I'm not a Giants fan by any means. But if you just look at the team and the way they've progressed, you can't help but think that if things fall right for them, they can make the playoffs this year, or they should be a playoff contender next year if the general manager, whose job got saved by the coach, by the way, makes the right picks.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how good your defense is. If your quarterback keeps turning the ball over, you're not winning the game. He had 3 turnovers himself.
And he got sacked 7-8 times.
And within those sacks, he turned the ball over 3 times. One of them, it was like the ball was a hot potato. 2 of them, it's just like, yo, you got to throw the ball away. Just throw it away.
Listen, they made that defensive line look like Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson and was back there.
Well, that's why I say I don't know. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I'm kind of like Bishop. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I never have. But I think with the right coaching and right scheme around him, I think the team could make the playoffs with him. I don't think they can win a Super Bowl, but I think you're a team that can make the playoffs and win 9 to 10 games.
It looked good when he didn't turn the ball over. The pocket was a little cleaner also. This game, the pocket was muddy, dirty.
Yeah. So let me add this. What I see as one of the problems is that they play in a awful division, and so in a year where 5-8 puts you a game out of first place,
right?
You get caught up in the hype. And there's a difference between being lucky and being good, and I think they're confusing the two. And so, in a ordinary year, 5-8, you'd be talking about the draft and where you're positioning yourself for the draft. You wouldn't be talking about the playoffs. And so, I think that they won 4 games. They put everything together to beat Seattle, and I think Seattle wasn't expecting to get punched in the face the way they did. And so I give them all the props for that. But then they thought that they won the Super Bowl already. And so you go into this week and you're riding on the fact that we're first place. And if it wasn't for the fact that, Washington, stunned Pittsburgh, they would have been all alone. So they thought they were better than they were. And in a 5-8 this year, they look better than what they actually are.
I can agree with that. I mean, like I said, the biggest thing that we keep saying about them, they play hard, they compete every game, they look like a competent team. They don't have a lot of pieces. I mean, before the season started, if you had told me the Giants were going to win 5 or 6 games, I would have bet you that they wouldn't. Right? Just based on everything from last season, based on look at the roster. But the fact that they're going to win 5 or 6 games, they'll probably win 6 games. That's not bad. That's not a bad starting point for a first-year coach. That's not to say they're world beaters. That's not a bad starting point for a first-year coach.
I agree with that. That's what I agree 100% with that, Chandler. I think that the eye test, because they're in a year that the NFC East is so bad, people look at where they are in the standings as opposed to the record. If they were 5-8 in an ordinary year where you had dominant teams in the division, you could say, they're up and coming.
Yep.
And they're going to improve next year. It's just that this year 5-8 puts them at a better standing. And so eye test wise, they look better. And then the fact that they share Monday morning back page with the New York Jets. Anybody's going to look better.
That's true.
The offense has not been good. They rank in most categories in the bottom third. Defensively, they're middling.
Right.
The defense has been carrying them, and also some of the things they do on special teams. And during the win streak, they were getting plays running back was a revelation. But again, playing Washington,
Dallas,
Philly,
Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, you know.
We'd be looking at a better Dallas team if Dak hadn't gone down. So
yes,
that's part of the luck of this year is that they don't have to contend with that.
Right.
Philly had injuries. Washington also, just like the Giants, they're both ascending. They both got both have some pieces. They have to make both of those teams have to make moves in the offseason to get better because you already have some good pieces.
Now, do you trust the GMs of either team to, like David said, to look at this rationally and be like, you know what? We're not actually a playoff team. We're a playoff team this season because of extraordinary circumstances. But in reality, we're not a playoff team and make the moves they need to make, or you think they might, like, and I'm speaking specifically about Gettleman, you think he'll stand pat and just make some minor tweaks like, hey, we made the playoffs or we're close to playoffs, so we should be good next year, instead of really making some moves that he should make?
I trust the Giants better than the Jets to do it.
But Gettleman's a moron, so he might take the wrong player in the draft.
Okay.
Yeah, and he
might look around and sign the right player in free agency, sort of like what he did this year. Because when you look at who he signed, I'm like Blake Martinez, man, but he's playing decently on the Giants.
He is playing decently, but my thing is,
he's not a superstar either.
In regards to Gettleman, I don't think highly of him as well, Chandler and guys. I think he'll try to make a move, but he'll strike out one way or the other. No, I'm serious. He'll strike out. You know.
And the Jets, they scare me. You know, even though they are putting themselves in the line to have potentially the first pick. I mean, they're like somebody going. They got a leak in their roof, and they go to Home Depot and they come out with a bottle of soda.
You know what is crazy though? Is the Jets are going to mess this up. The Jets are going to win a game. And if they win a game, they won't have the first pick anymore. At that point, point, the smart thing to do is to trade back. I guarantee you they don't trade back. They pick Justin Fields. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think Justin Fields is going to be a good pro quarterback.
Oh, I hope that's true. I've been saying that for a few weeks. They are so bad that they just can't even do something perfect, even a losing record. You know, that's how inept they are. But we're gonna see.
I tell you, Chandler, just to respond to that, with the Jets, if they pick the kid, he's going to be terrible. If they don't pick him, he's going to be great.
There you go.
Well said. Shit. Well said. Exactly. Let's do some moving on, guys. Let's go into the lane of baseball.
Oh, this is what I was waiting for.
Oh, you was waiting for this? The Cleveland Indians changed their name.
Made some good moves. They made some good moves, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah.
David, the mic is yours, brother, since you've been waiting for this. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
So I got to say this, fellas, because I'm in a couple of baseball groups on Facebook.
Okay.
And I am furious, not at the Indians, but at some of these fans. And I don't understand how they are going off on the decision and calling people liberal and PC and all of this stuff. And they're the most hurt. So they are most offended by their inability to call people out of their name.
Yes.
Than they are about the fact that people for years have been saying that it is offensive. And so reading some of the comments, I didn't engage because I just didn't feel like going into, spending my day arguing with people who up until now still think that, Trump won the election. So I didn't want to go there, but it infuriated me, the fact that people who have not been impacted by names and treatment in this country have so much to say about those who have spoken out about certain things and have asked for things to be changed. And so it look. I don't want to go into like a rant about it, but sometimes I hate this place.
Yep.
And because the only thing I can say is I'm glad that it's exposed more, but some of these people, as human beings, I have such a hatred towards them. And and it's all they brought this on them. So whatever happens in this country of ours, they deserve it. I don't, this country deserves all of this because these people, they're not even human to me. And I don't, I'll leave it. I want to keep it to sports, but they infuriate me with their asinine comments about things that don't even affect them. They're more concerned about the name change than they are about the people who were insulted. So I just say a big, to quote my man R, fuck
yeah. There you go.
All right.
Good. Well said, David.
Yes,
for me, the name it didn't really bother me, but I will roll with those people who were violated. The Indian people, Native Americans have been violated. So those of them that wanted to change, I'm rolling with them, and I'm with it. It's a good move.
Yeah. It's the only problem I have is and I found out later why. I don't have a problem, but when people say, well, why don't they do it this season? Because somebody squatted on the trademarks of some of the names that they would have used. And also one of the things that happens is you have to, because of these uniform contract, shoe deals, all this other stuff, you have to give them so much notice before you make a change like that, so that because then the company's going to lose money. And these are, your corporate partners, so on and so on and so on.
Right. Plus having the old jerseys or the old whatever with the old logos and stuff, memorabilia. So
right.
Yeah. So you have to change corporately. It takes time to do that.
It does. But I would hope now the name I wish they could use, but they probably won't be able to because Ohio State is going to pitch a fit. Is there was a Negro League team called the Cleveland Buckeyes.
Yeah.
I would love if they could use that name. I don't mind Spiders either.
Right.
I don't want them called the Nat. Now, if you say Naps, it was because they actually were named after Napoleon LiAngelo, who was one of their great players, and the team. They actually named the team after him for a little bit. Like the team he was so damn good. We gonna name the team after you. But if they could find a way to honor Larry Doby and some of the Negro League players, or they could find a name like that, that would be, to me, kind of the best of both worlds. Because then you not pacify, but you're showing people that you're actually trying to do this for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't, and listen, people say they weren't forced to. It's been 20 years that people trying to get them to change the name. So they were kind of forced into it. It just wasn't as public as the Washington deal. But
and the name wasn't as offensive as
but the two names I'm hoping for are the Spiders or Buckeyes.
Okay. Hold on for a second. Hold on, Bishop. Let me just tell Signori DiNardo, your mic is live. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you. I wanted to chime in on this part because I got to get up early. So.
Oh, okay. All good. Go ahead, Bishop. I know you want to say.
You old. You don't go nowhere.
and why you in all matching tonight?
I'm saying with the hoodies. What's going on?
He came in like Darth Sidious.
What everybody's saying is absolutely correct. But Chandler accidentally used the key word, pacifying. I don't know what it takes, whether you lose corporate dollars or you have to switch uniforms in the middle of the race. You had 20 years, 30 years, 40 years to do this. But Chandler just slipped that magical word out by accident but that's all it's about. It's about pacifying. It ain't about a change. Dave hit it on the head. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to change the name to match an old Negro team or an old Negro player or a historically black athlete to what? Say the word again, Chandler. Pacify people. Come on, guys. They've been talking about this all day. Why even put it out if you weren't going to make the change ASAP? So now are we to the point now where somebody's going to wake up and say, we don't want the Yankees to be called the Yankees no more because that's offensive? You gotta sometimes look at this and say, like Chandler said, and I'm going to keep saying it, pacifying people. If we continue to pacify people without really wanting to make a change, all you're doing is pacifying. And we've been down this road, guys. We've had this conversation on different occasions for different incidents. And it's still about the same thing, whether it's politics, sports. It's all about telling people what they want to hear for right now. We could say the world has changed, but it hasn't, because it's the same thing, guys. Like I said before, the police reform, we walk away from it. But we say we're going to do it because we did what? We pacified people for the moment. Don't do that. They had the opportunity right now, just like the Redskins did. We're going to change the name. We're going to hold off on naming a name, but we ain't going to be called the Redskins no more. Period. End the conversation. All that paraphernalia, all that equipment, all them uniforms went where? They went bye-bye. Didn't they? Come on, guys. Let's put out thinking.
Yeah.
It didn't take the rest of 2 years to change their name.
This to me is a marketing campaign.
That too.
It's a marketing campaign, and I mean, I'm sure nobody on this call is surprised that people are not empathetic to other people's plights in this country. It's just like, if it doesn't personally impact me, I don't care how it makes you feel, because it doesn't personally impact me. And one thing that I've learned really early in my life is like racism in this country it's like a drug. It's like intoxicating, you know? It's like they can't do without it. They gotta have it. It's like heroin. It's like a nice ride, and it's never going anywhere. I don't care how many laws they pass. I don't care what team names they change and so forth. It's too ingrained. It's too ingrained in people's makeup, in people's genetic makeup, and for the simplest things.
It's like you can't legislate the way people feel. And so I think, Dom, I agree with you. I think that's part of what the pushback was that I was reading, is that people felt that it was pacification. And they didn't, those people that were making the comments, they didn't give a damn about how it made the indigenous people feel. But they felt that it was catering to, it was pacifying. And that's where, they start throwing out terms like snowflake and all this other stuff. But they're the most butthurt about it, because whatever you call it, first of all, most of the people on it weren't even Cleveland Indian fans.
Right.
It was a baseball general group. And so it was just, but again, there are certain segments in the population who don't understand, and they feel that anything change means that they are losing something.
Yeah, well, they have to, it's kind of what the bishop said is, misery loves company. And why, if I give up my hatred of you, if I give up my being able to put you down, how will I feel better about myself?
Yeah.
That's right.
How will I be able to feel like I'm standing up tall if I can't stand on you? And that has been part of the genetic makeup of this country since its inception, is stand on this person so you can feel better. You go back to the Puritans. We're pure. Yeah. All right. Our views are pure. All right. This is the right way to think. Okay. And that's been ingrained. And it like Bishop said, it's, people are so afraid to give it up, because then what will I use to feel better about myself? I don't know. How about maybe just do the right thing? Yeah. And, how about do some damn work on yourself?
That feels good.
There's a concept.
Be humble. Be humble and respectful.
Yep.
You got to remember something. What everybody's saying is absolutely correct, but there's other ways to attempt doing this. Instead of, like I said before, we all saw it. The Redskins didn't wait. Don't give people the opportunity to have a comeback, because then they're going to just say what Chandler said. They're just pacifying the situation. If you're going to make a move, make a move. Like anything else in life, guys, we have choices. If your choice was to change the name of this team, then before you made it public, you had a plan.
Yeah.
Did you? Or were you simply pacifying the audience?
Well, Dominic, let's not forget that the last name of the team owner is Dolan. This is part of the Dolan family.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
It's not like the Dolans ever do things that are fully thought out.
That's not what I'm getting at, guys. I'm simply getting at, I don't care if Dave Sanford owned the Cleveland Indians. Why would Dave come out and say this if he had no plan?
He does have a plan. They do have a plan.
Audience. That's all you're doing.
They do have a plan, though, Dom.
Seen it happen this year. We woke up one day and they're not calling the Redskins no more.
Yeah, but and they saw what happened. They saw what happened.
Money involved. The NFL,
well, the Redskins sort of caved.
What?
Yeah,
Dan Snyder sort of caved. Not giving him an out because he's a moron.
Well, whatever
should have been done.
Case may be, Mark.
Many moves
change the name of the owner to Dave Sanford. I don't care who the owner is. You came out and you made this public. We are no longer being called the Redskins. Period. No blowback. No, oh my God, Dave's up in arms. Billy Bob Thornton's up in arms, and you give all people more fuel to create this bigger fire instead of just saying, hey, guess what? We are no longer the Indians. Again, you had time to think that part out, but you didn't have time to think out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, or we're going to just simply do it right now. We don't talk about how much money they have.
Calculated, though? You don't think this was calculated?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, of course.
Like, so if you announce the name change, you get people up in arms. Guess what people are going to do? I don't care what they. I'm going to go out and purchase. I'm going to go out and purchase the paraphernalia, the Cleveland Indian paraphernalia. I'm going to go out and do this. I'm going to make sure. So you don't think that they saw what Washington did and said, hey, we could use this as a marketing opportunity, make some more money off of it.
No,
yep.
I don't think that
we can make money on the back end, and we can make money on the front end, because you'll have the people who want the new paraphernalia, but you also have a lot of people who want the Indian paraphernalia. So make money on both ends.
With that mentality, Bishop, then you're really not doing nothing. Because guess what? The NFL makes more money than MLB. So guess what? Again, I'm just going to keep saying, if the Redskins could do it that fast, so could they. Or there's another side to it. Don't say nothing until you're ready to make a move. You just added more fuel to the fire.
Yes, and people are talking about your team. They're clicking on your website. They're buying your merchandise. You're driving interest, so you're making money, as Bishop said, on the front and the back end.
No, but that's a cop-out, guys, because look what the NBA does. Every year, the NBA comes out with alternate jerseys, alternate this, alternate that, and people are still buying it.
They're going to buy them.
Even the alternate jerseys of a team like the Knicks, they still sell it. So
but they didn't change the name.
If you're just going to be stuck on the merchandise and what they're losing, they're not losing, because people will jump on it. Because if there's as many people that want the name changed as don't want the name changed, you're still winning. You're still winning. It ain't like you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and every piece of Cleveland Indians paraphernalia is gone. No. The only point I'm trying to make, guys, before I go, is why say it if you weren't going to do it right now? What happens come next year and they still haven't changed the name?
Marketing.
No one will remember this next year.
They will. They will. They will.
They won't.
It sounds to me like Dom, what you're saying, and I may agree with you that it's like when the police department does say we're going to do an exploratory committee on why someone held his foot a knee on a man's neck for almost 9 minutes. It's like we're gonna discuss and talk about and investigate what we already saw and know is wrong. But we're gonna pacify you by saying that we're gonna do our due diligence and investigate it when the proof is right there. So
you basically proved, Dom, when you made the statement, you basically proven that they took advantage of an opportunity to get free marketing,
monetize,
get people talking about their team, get merchandise sales up, and drum interest in, because people's passions are going to be so high, and then you're going to get these people that say, well, I don't give a damn what they call themselves. I'm going to wear the Cleveland Indians paraphernalia, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then it becomes the supply and demand now. Not everybody wants it, and there's not a high supply. So,
but couldn't they have done that also if they had made the change right now?
Exactly.
Like, the throwback industry is huge.
All this stuff on the shelf tomorrow morning. They're not. They'll be selling where we see throwback jerseys of the Washington Senators.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? When they put the team, when they were bringing the team to Cleveland, right? Or let's go with the Seattle team that they're going to expansion team they're going to have in the NHL in Seattle. They were running what contests? Hey, help pick the team name. Everybody's going to the website. Everybody's going to the newspapers. This is I agree with Bishop and Mark. This is about taking a marketing opportunity and running it basically for 12 months. Because see, now there's going to be contests. Name the team. We need. What do you think about this team name? What do you think about this team name? They're going to be doing all kind of stuff, and they're going to be being talked about for the next 12 months. What's going to be the name? What's going to be the name? What's going to be the name? So they're going to be in the public conscience, which means clicks on their website. Did they change the name yet? Is there still, you got people that's going to want to buy the gear, people that want to see what the new name is. There's a lot of things that you can monetize. Basically, you monetize pretty much everything these days. If they and listen, these people running these organizations aren't dumb. They know how to make money. That's how they were able to buy these teams. So they looked at this and said, how many different ways can we make money off of this if we don't change the name right away?
I don't disagree. I'm sorry. Let me just say this. I don't agree with that, but I think it speaks to what Dom's original point was about the pacifying. Because if that is your game plan to make money off of this through marketing, then it speaks to what the purpose of changing was.
Yeah.
So that's basically what Dom is saying, that in a nutshell, it was a pacification, and they figured out how to monetize it.
Yeah, I don't believe it was done altruistically at all. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I look at the people who own the team. The last name is Dolan. They don't do any damn thing altruistically. They do everything to make a buck. Okay.
But if you want to just look at as monetarily, they're all out to make a buck. Again, my only let's hope all 5 of us, 6 of us are still around in 2 years. And let's see if they're still selling Cleveland Indian paraphernalia.
They will.
They will be. Yeah.
So when they change the name, everybody's gonna want the New Jersey. Everybody gonna want the New Jersey. The Cleveland Generals. Everybody gonna want the Cleveland Generals jersey, or some whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Yeah. They're gonna buy anything that they put out.
Yep.
So there's going to be a customer for anything that you put out.
Yep.
Trust me, in the business world, they could have monetized this ASAP. They would have been selling both paraphernalias all in one time before April 2021.
Let me ask y'all this: how long was this in the works of them? Was it really a big demand for them to change the name of their franchise?
In Ohio, yes. In Ohio, this has been something that's been
okay. Well, I can see that.
But nationally,
to the people there. Go ahead.
Yeah, nationally, no. In state of Ohio and surrounding areas and things like that, that's been going on for 20 years. Nationally, no. But what this does again is this puts the Cleveland Indians on a national stage now.
Exactly.
All right. And if you don't think they were talking to Major League Baseball about this, and Major League Baseball said, well, these are the options. This is how you could do this. Hey, if we drag this out for a year, people will be talking about baseball because let's be honest. It's free agency. Has anybody been talking about baseball? They've been talking about football and basketball,
Nope.
football and basketball, football and basketball. Now suddenly people are talking about MLB. It's funny how that works.
Well, Chandler, I think you just answered the question I was going to ask. Is Cleveland a team? Well, I know they're a small to mid-market team. How was their attendance last year? How was their merchandise selling last year?
They do pretty well, but they're getting ready to trade off a lot of their stars. They're getting ready to trade Lindor,
which I know.
Right. So if you're going to do that, and again, misdirection. Now let's look at it from the baseball side, right? We got to trade Francisco Lindor, one of the best players in baseball. That's all people are going to talk about. Anybody even talking about Lindor now?
Well, they've been talking about Lindor because we've had discussions about Lindor, and I read other articles.
Right, but now every Indian conversation is going to start with the name, not Lindor.
Right.
But keep in mind, guys, the Indians have been on the come up for the last 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, even in a strike shortened season, they won their division.
Yeah, but they're getting ready to basically blow the team up.
Well, until they do that, we could only go by the ascension that they have been making over the last 2 years. So again, I mean, in a nutshell, guys, we are talking about the Cleveland Indians. We're not talking about the New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers, or even as bad as they've been for years, the Chicago Cubs. We're still talking about the Cleveland Indians. So they're national attention for a hot minute.
That's enough.
At the end of the day, go ahead, Bish. I'm sorry.
No, I said you said for a minute, and I said that's enough.
That's
enough.
Not what you're saying. If they wanted it, if they wanted to clean all the baskets and make the money y'all say they want to make, then they could have made it prior to April 2021.
Secure the bag and the bands.
They've been double dipping, guys, in layman's terms. They could have double dipped, and in the event they go the direction Chandler is saying they go and have a yard sale, they made enough money off of merchandise because they still don't know if there's going to be people in the seats next year. So this would have been a golden opportunity for them to create and implement what y'all are talking about. Get money.
They're doing it now, though.
So they won't. This was a good move for them on all fronts.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And in 2 weeks, 2 weeks or a month, if they then say, hey, you know what, we decided we want to make the name change now, right? As you said, now they've hit all the markers. Okay, they look, and again, this is appearances, right? From a PR standpoint, they look like an organization that is socially conscious. Oh, nobody forced them to do it. They did it on their own. Oh my God, though they're great there in Cleveland. And they sold all the merch and it came up with a new name. And I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts. And again, I want this to happen, so I don't care why it happens, honestly. But they're going to find a way to tie this into the Negro Leagues, which a lot of their good players came from. A lot of one of their managers, Frank Robinson. There's a lot of players that came in that organization that have ties to the Negro Leagues. So I wouldn't have a problem with a name like that. But they're going to find a way to tie it into that. Okay. And then, oh my God. So no matter how you slice it, they're going to come out looking far better than Washington in this and make money on top of it. That's a win-win for any corporation.
Right.
I'm sure they probably looked at Washington and was like, you guys are stupid. You guys didn't like why would you do
you know
that?
what? Bishop, Washington made some positive they positively monetized their situation.
Yeah, but they could have made more.
But not like Cleveland is gonna.
Exactly.
So in other words, going to the Redskins before the Indians. So by them simply changing their name, all is forgiven.
And their logo.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
In the court of public opinion,
all right,
which is driven by clowns and consumed by clowns. Yes.
Yep.
I
there you go.
Answer.
There you go.
I gotta go, guys. I appreciate
all right, sir.
All right.
Been a pleasure.
Be safe, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Let's move on, shall we?
Oh, wait. Well, hold on 1 second though. I gotta find out, Dave, your GM. What do you think of your GM? I like the hire. What do you think?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I like it too. I definitely like it. You know, I wasn't familiar with him before, but from what I read up on it, I like the move. I like
got to catch him.
But I like also the fact that they went with someone that wasn't someone that I knew about and expected.
Right.
And so it sounds to me like a move that is after Brody, that move. I mean, anybody you bring in at this point, it seems like a more intelligent and thought out move. But it sounds like something where they made a baseball move rather than a move to just for the fans to be excited about. And that shows me a shift in some of the culture coming out of Flushing and the Mets organization, that maybe they'll make smart baseball moves, because ultimately winning is what will please the fans, not names, because they've done that. They brought in names and they didn't win. So I like the move, Chandler.
Yeah, well, he's got a good background. He came from scouting.
He does.
Yes, he does.
And he worked with Arizona, which was big on analytics. So he's got both sides of that house. So I like the move. I really do.
Right. And the Mets say they're going to upgrade their analytics department. The Mets. I think they fight. I think they got a new trainer too.
I think the Mets just upgraded to Windows 10. So
how about that?
Not even a 365. Just 10.
No.
Windows 10. Exactly.
Yeah. They were running Windows 98 for a while.
Horrible. Yo, let's move on real quick, guys. Let's go to the NBA, and here's the first thing we're gonna open up with: Detroit Pistons cutting LiAngelo Ball after a nice cup of coffee tryout.
Damn.
Cup of coffee tryout. You funny.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's what it was. He went for a
cup
of coffee.
It farther than a lot of people, bro.
Here you go. Okay, I understand. It's all right. It's hard to let go. I got it. It's okay.
Hey, listen. Where's my listen? If I had to try out with even a minor league damn team, I would still be living off it right now. Okay,
I'm sure. I'm sure. But I'm just saying, I was like, wow, that was fast.
Hey, Detroit was clout chasing.
Yeah.
He was used.
Here comes the bishop. Let's get it. Here we go.
I'll wait till you guys finish.
I sort of leaned forward. I said when he starts leaning forward, he's got to hit some button or something. Yeah, to start talking and whatnot. So I said, "Go ahead, brother."
Nah, so I'm not mad that he got an audition. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why not? It was just an audition. Maybe somebody else will see him. It's like I said earlier, nobody was up in arms. Nobody's up in arms when the Plumlees and the fellas of the NBA. And it's like, yo, how many people had their panties in a bunch or was upset about it? And it's like, yo, out of 450 guys, these are the best guys. So it's like, yo, if he got an audition, so what? Even if he stayed in the league, it's like there's been other players in the league that you feel like, hey, why is this guy in the league?
Hey, J.R. Smith's brother, he had a roster spot on the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Dellavedova had a spot. He got a championship.
What was that guard? What was the guard's name that your boy gave the no trade clause to? Princeton Sam that was running the Knicks. He gave him the no trade clause. The white kid, the blonde hair, the guard.
Oh, my man, that all Knicks fans love.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name to save my life.
I'll tell y'all in a second.
I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of the name. You know what I'm saying?
Scrappy dude.
Yeah, I forgot. Yep.
Yeah. He had a no trade clause. That's why I ain't gonna criticize LiAngelo Ball at all. That dude got a no trade clause.
Wow.
Like,
if the fact that he was able to, that all three of his sons are able to at least get to that pinnacle, even if one of them is not it's not good enough to cut the mustard. The fact that they're there, you know.
Yep.
Man.
Okay.
Hats off to him.
Yep.
Okay.
Ron Baker.
There you go.
Yeah, Ron Baker.
Ron Baker.
Yeah.
The unforgettable Ron.
Well, that was the guy with the hair. The guy with the hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve Mills.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ron Baker. Exactly. You know. Well, like I said, the kid tried out. Didn't happen. Oh well, whatever. Yeah.
But can he could still shift to their G League team, right? Under that contract that he signed.
Contract.
No, I think they waived him out totally, right?
No, they waived him from the Pistons. He can still
really
spot with the
he can?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, G League teams, they sign guys that aren't, part of teams. That's some of the guys that's on there, yeah.
Okay.
He still has a chance to make the G League team. Listen, I told y'all before, he's not NBA material.
No.
But so good.
Yeah, I was rooting for the kid.
Yeah, I was too, honestly.
Yeah.
Listen, he can shoot. It should be a spot for him.
I wasn't rooting for him. Sorry.
Why is an art hater?
But
Sorry.
you weren't rooting for him, or you weren't rooting you were rooting against the father.
No, honestly, I just, you know what? The thing is, I just don't think he doesn't have that athletic. Nah, no. Just no. I'm sorry. Maybe it comes off mean and hateful, but no. We gotta at some point. Come on. Let's live in a land of real.
It's the middle child.
Don't hate, appreciate the balls.
Nah, son. I can't.
So with that same mentality, are you upset that the Plumlees are in the league?
Well, I could give less than two shits about those guys. You know what I'm saying? Be perfectly honest. I don't care about them.
Huh?
The Plumlees went 4 years high school, 4 years college.
Yeah.
So
my man skipped some things.
So
see, you guys say so.
His journey was different.
You guys say
different.
But you guys say
okay, hold on.
No, it was a lot of hype.
Do you have a problem with RJ Hampton?
No.
RJ Hampton skipped.
What did he do?
He went to Australia to play ball. He didn't play college ball.
Okay.
So what do we have a problem with him? He skipped.
There's a lot of hype with LiAngelo. That's the problem.
What hype? Nobody was even talking about LiAngelo Ball. What are you talking about?
His father.
Okay, but his father's name is LeVar. We're talking about LiAngelo.
No, if LeVar didn't hype if he didn't hype his sons up, specifically LiAngelo, don't think he'd be looked at.
Isn't that what a PR person does?
Isn't that what a what?
Isn't that what a PR person does? They hype somebody up so they can get them paid.
So now LeVar's a PR man?
Yes. Yeah.
What else is he?
Oh my God.
Here we go with this BS.
Wait a minute. David, do you have kids?
Yes, I have one son.
Are you the PR man for your son?
I have been, yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
but I think also in fairness, it's like, so he's got 3 kids. The middle kid, not so good.
He's Jan from the Brady Bunch.
Yes, exactly. It's the middle child syndrome.
Right.
So the others get the attention, and he said, I have another son too. It was that kind of thing. I think, but I was rooting for the kid. Because I can only imagine how he must feel, especially in that hype machine that was built up by LeVar Ball. And then
he talked a lot of smoke.
He talks a lot.
A pound.
So it seems like we're more upset about the things that LeVar Ball was saying than actually LiAngelo Ball.
I have no issue with LiAngelo.
No, listen. If you talk for me, if you talk a pound, and then you don't produce a pound, oh well.
Well, who was talking?
LiAngelo never said a word.
We know what his father was talking.
LiAngelo ain't saying nothing.
his father was one.
And I understand that. I get it, but at the same time,
look, his father put unintentional bullseyes on them.
Well, that's the issue, but I don't think they should be faulted for that.
Well, that comes with it. Your dad. That's like the kid on your block who somebody hypes up.
Oh man!
And then when you see them, you're like, "That's who y'all talking about."
Oh man!
I never bought into that because I don't really care what anybody says about anybody. I judge people on how they deal because I was never that insecure. But that's just me.
Okay.
Let
me just say this
about anybody.
Let me just say this. Hold on. Let me just say this. God damn it! Sick of this shit. Fucking sick of this shit, bro. I swear to God, it's annoying. The man. Let me just keep it real, dude. I don't give a. He was not talented enough to make the league in the first place. I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
Yeah, he did.
That's just what it. No, he didn't. Because if he did, he'd be there now. If he did, he'd be there now.
Did he draw a check? Did he draw a check from the Detroit Pistons even for one day? Yes, he did. So he made it.
He didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't make it. Yes, is he part of the roster right now? Is he officially part of the roster? Oh, well then he didn't make it.
Did he get a check? Did he get a check? Does he have official game worn stuff that he ran in practice? Yes, he does. So he made it.
No, he didn't. Yes,
he did.
If he did, he'd still be an active player on that roster, and he's not.
Okay, it's a whole lot of guys went to 4 years of college, was all Americans, and they not on active rosters.
Whatever. I'm not talking about other guys. I'm talking about LiAngelo Ball.
All right,
I'm talking about LiAngelo Ball. He was not talented enough to make an NBA roster. Period. End the story, and that's it.
So are you telling me that his father's gift of gab is so potent that he was able to get all three of his sons into the league, or at least get tryouts in the league? Just off of his gift of gab.
Yes.
So that to me is a major accomplishment right there, because you're going against a corporate establishment and you was able to game the whole corporate establishment.
LeVar
I don't know.
In that instance,
either way, to me, it's still pretty amazing.
Listen, he did what all of us would love to do: talk my way into millions of dollars.
Yo,
man,
you gotta name it in order to claim it.
I think so.
Fuck LeVar Ball.
Here's the thing, though, and I get it. You're mad when the sun comes out, so exactly. I understand that. But I think the problem that I have is if LiAngelo Ball, like many others, he's not the only player that got cut from a team,
right,
and who did not play. But we don't give a damn, and we're not talking about them. The reason why there's such a venom thrown in his direction, I'm not saying at him, but in his direction, is because of the father. So if the father wasn't that loudmouth who we love to hate, then the issue of LiAngelo Ball getting cut wouldn't be a topic on In the Paint today.
True. Or anybody.
Right. Nobody. It would be. He
is trending.
Yeah. Exactly. And so he's trending because of association to LeVar Ball. But like I said let me just say this. Like I said on in the group, I look at the holidays. I don't buy into all that. LeVar is somehow father of the year because
look at the grants.
Yes, exactly. So there are,
and the Plumlees,
right? And love them or hate them, somebody got their kids, their sons in the league too. So and they actually sustained.
Right.
But here's the thing, right? So basically, what I'm hearing is that people are so affected by the words of someone that they don't know and will never meet, that it's actually causing their emotions to change, and for them to feel vitriol and spew vitriol towards another person that they don't know, simply because another stranger that they don't know who says something on social media. So basically, you're telling me that I'm listening to sheep cry about other sheep. Okay.
But
in other words, In other words, stop hating
you
yourself.
You don't like Chris Paul.
In other words, stop hating yourself.
But you don't like Chris Paul. You don't know Chris Paul, but you don't like.
I don't like Chris. No. I don't like Chris Paul, the basketball player. I know nothing about Chris Paul, the human being.
Like how you cleaned that up.
Yeah, for real.
You not like Chris Paul?
I've never been a fan. I don't like anything about him on court. Anything.
So and so what? Wait. You just said that you don't like Chris Paul on the court. I don't like.
I don't like his demeanor. I don't
like LiAngelo Ball for what he does on the court. How about that?
Okay, then that's fine. But that's not what you said. What you said.
I don't hate LiAngelo Ball. I don't hate LeBall. LeBall is actually.
I don't hate him.
LeBall has been in the paint gold.
No, I don't hate him. I just don't think he has what it takes to be in the league.
So you hate him?
Right.
What I don't think he has what it takes to be in the league.
Well,
I'm not impressed by his game. I'm not impressed by his game.
Maybe he's not in the right situation.
I don't know. Even if it was the right situation, it still wouldn't work.
Well, what's the right situation, Mr. Bishop?
Thank you.
The right situation may be for him to come in and shoot.
Play for the Knicks.
Come off the bench. An instant offense guy. And spot minutes. An instant offense guy. Come in and spot minutes. Don't have to worry about playing any defense. Just run off of pin downs and get your shot off. And then we come back in with somewhere out west where he's not going to be required to play.
He can't even do that in the league.
Like Steve Novak.
Who knows? Who knows?
Whoa. Don't use Steve Novak.
Why not?
He ain't in the league no more.
What could Steve Novak do?
Hit an open jump shot. That's about it.
Couldn't play no defense.
Whoa. When he wasn't on the Knicks, he barely played.
So LiAngelo Ball could barely play for somebody too.
But hold on. They let him play a little bit. He did his thing.
So how do we know LiAngelo Ball couldn't do that exact same thing?
I think he'd be perfect. He'd be what you call a two-way player for the Knicks. He could come in and shoot, and then when he's not shooting, he can sell hot dogs.
There you go.
Yeah. Again, he's not that dude. I'm sorry. Not gonna change my mind. No matter how great your thesis, your take is. No.
So I just say, I know that's our thing to hate. But how many players are there in the league? What is it like?
Oh, there's 15 players on a roster.
450 players in the league. So there's thousands,
millions
who aren't. And so I just
there's another 400. There's another 400 players on the G League team,
right? And then think about all the guys that played college ball that didn't make it. So there's no shame in being one of those.
That's right.
And so I'm not going to hate on the kid. The fact that somebody saw it, to give him an opportunity, I'm not going to hate on him, and I don't want to associate him with the fact that I don't like the ways of his father.
Right. And you don't want to associate with R and his hatred, right?
Whatever.
No. Yeah. So,
R's one of those time traveling player haters from the Chappelle show.
Oh
yeah. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just gonna be me. I don't give a crap. It is what it is.
It look like a sexual chocolate.
You can say I'm wrong and all that stuff, and
we're not going to say you're wrong. You just
I don't care. Exactly.
I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate you.
Yo, old dirty bastard and Method Man got a song, and through the whole chorus, ODB is going F you. That's all.
Man,
I
used to love that song too. Man.
Yo, listen, I'm just saying that, man. Whatever. I'm not gonna say no more about.
You ain't shit.
No, it's called Dirty Meth.
Oh, okay, because there was one where it's just like the whole thing is just everybody hates. That's
wow.
It's the theme music for Randomly with R.
You know what? We're gonna move on. I'm gonna get out of this.
I'll just be here. Yo, look. Look how that cat drinking that milk. Yo, I hate him.
I hate him. I hate him. Look,
I'm gonna move on.
Whiskers and shit.
Wow, that's fucked up. You guys are fucked up. So the newest members of the Houston Rockets, point guard John Wall and center Demarcus Cousins, they look great in their preseason debuts.
Yes,
and and a side story is with James Harden, of course, still pressing for a trade, but says he will not be a distraction this year. So
he already was.
Anymore. He already is.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
you're right.
I agree. He is being a distraction, or you know what I'm saying. But what did you? I didn't happen to catch this game with the Rockets.
I saw some of the highlights.
Yeah.
They both look good. They both look good.
Okay.
John Wall looked good. He looked good. His legs look strong under him. His shot has improved so much. Just his form has improved. The biggest thing is Boogie looked like his base was stable.
Okay.
Yo, Boogie actually he picked up somebody at half court, got a steal and laid it up. I was like, only guards do that.
Yeah. And he's lost weight.
Good.
If they're both, I wish them nothing but to be healthy to continue the good careers that they both were having. And Harden is being a Charles Barkley right now. Except for he ain't cursing out Houston's front office and the team and all that, but he's being disruptive and
well, the preseason game that Houston played, they look pretty good in preseason.
Okay.
But it's just the preseason.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They were playing against second tier players. They weren't playing against premier players. So yes, they're gonna look good. The true test will be when John Wall has to guard Ja Morant, when he has to guard De'Aaron Fox, when he has to guard some of those young guys.
Dame
Lillard. Yeah, when he has to guard some of them young guns that's hungry, that's gonna be coming out there and exploiting him, and he ain't gonna have no answers. So that's gonna be the real test. Then we'll see where he at. You know what I mean?
I just want him to be healthy though, Bishop. I just want him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing.
He's in for a rude awakening.
Bad injury.
And not for nothing. I don't feel sorry for him because he asked out of his situation. He just wound up like you jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. So you thought it was all good. You thought it was all good when you asked for the trade, but you didn't realize that you were going into a situation that was more chaotic than the situation that you were coming from.
So let me ask y'all this.
That was on management, though. That was on management, a lot of that, because of the Bradley Beal thing, whereas they kept pitting Beal against him. And whether it's true or not, what people are saying that Bradley Beal didn't like, whatever. Management they were like, listen, John, it was one of those things where they're packing your stuff saying, hey, do you want to go? While they're packing your suitcase. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a mutual thing where they wanted him to go. He felt it would be better for him to go. But like I said, for me, I don't really care what his stats are this season. I just want to see him get through a full season.
Right. Yeah, but he's always had the issue. Like when you hear it's sort of like the Kyrie KD thing. When you hear these guys constantly talking about their relationship and how good they play with each other and how they want to see each other succeed,
they usually don't.
And so on. That's just lip service. You're just saying the right things. And John Wall was always saying that about Bradley Beal. He was always saying that.
He has an issue with that for some reason.
And then it was always like who's the number one? Right. Who's the number one? Bradley Beal by just default, even when John Wall was there, by just default, ascended to that number one spot by default. He's the most consistent
scorer.
Got the jump shot, a good dude. He just ascended to that. And when he got hurt, it's like there's no turning back now.
So let me ask you this: is that management's fault and the coaching staff for not? No. Let me finish. For not saying, "Hey, we like both of y'all. We want y'all to be together, and can y'all work this out?" Can you be gentlemen with each other? Y'all don't have to be friends, but you respect each other on the floor and play together. Because sometimes you don't necessarily. We all work at jobs where we don't like people we work with, but we work with them because we have to.
Right. I think so. I think partly. Now, listen, you got two young dudes who were feeling themselves. I'm no huge fan of Bradley Beal. I think he thinks he's better than he is. He's really good, but I think he's better. He thinks he's better than he is. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is, but that's just my opinion. But I think this was very similar to Jamal Jackson, Jamal Mashburn, Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd thing, where there was no adult in the room. Where was the adult in the room? Now, if you sat them down and you find, listen, they about to fight every day and this, that, and the other, okay, somebody got to go. And in which case, since management knew they weren't getting along for a long time, why in the hell did you give Wall that contract? Because all that was going to do was cause more friction.
Was that Ernie Grunfeld?
I'm going to put some of this on.
That was Ernie Grunfeld.
Yeah, I'm going to put some of this on management because you knew you had two stars and get along, and then you gave one of them a huge contract, but you didn't get the other one a huge contract for a minute, and so you kind of fanned the flames there.
Not really. Bradley Beal had to finish his contract before he could get paid.
I get it, but you know what I mean.
But John Wall was the catalyst in the controversy because, again, like Bradley Beal was never like he would always relinquish. He would always kind of like when I watched him play, even though he's the better offensive player, the more complete player.
Okay,
he would always like relent, and John Wall would be forcing the issue, jacking up wild jump shots, unorthodox shots, kind of like thinking like it's his team, and it's just like, yo, dude, like it's not. You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
Isn't that still with coaching and management? Those were Sam Bishop. Partly, good coaching says, you know what, like put it like this: a good coach, a Pat Riley type coach, guys like that. Like, come in, let me talk to you for a minute. You throw up another shot, you're gonna sit your ass over. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. It's the organization. It's the organization's responsibility. But they're in the East. They're winning at a certain point at the height of the duo, the dynamic duo in the back. They're talking about like they're the most prolific backcourt and so forth and so on. But they never could get it done in the playoffs because John Wall wanted to be the leader. And it was just like, dude, like you can't say that you're the most potent backcourt if you guys haven't won anything. But in the East, it was sort of like, we can make this claim because we're in the East, and the East is a little weaker. So, and there's no guards in the East that can really match up with us. It's only when we go West that we have problems.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that Harden decided to rescind his request.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he and John Wall could coexist?
I think so.
Yeah. Plus, and Tucker is beefing about his contract, so it's a lot going on in Houston.
Oh, PJ Tucker?
Yeah. He wants to get paid.
He need to be happy he's on the damn roster and shut up.
Well, no, there's a market for what he does.
Not at the money he's talking about, it ain't.
Well, they gave him his previous deal was a nice little deal.
That was the LeBron effect that Harden had. Remember how Tristan Thompson got paid because of LeBron? Yeah. Okay. You gonna tell me Tristan Thompson deserved that damn money?
No.
Well, it's the market.
No, that wasn't the market. It was LeBron said y'all got to pay Tristan, so they overpaid him. Harden said you got to pay PJ, so they paid him. Now Harden want to go. PJ, you ain't getting paid, bro. PJ Tucker's not getting paid.
Well, maybe not as much as he thinks he's going to get, but
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah,
he can come in. He can get a decent wage.
Yeah.
Harden's not rescinding that offer.
He was making a shade under $8 million a year on a
he could probably still
on a $30 million contract.
That's about right for him. That's about right. 8, 9 at the most, 9.5.
Right.
So you got to give him 10, 11.
No. He gets 9.5, or he goes home.
Damn, son.
I'd love for somebody to say that to me. You get $9.5 million, or you go home.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Harden's not rescinding that trade offer.
Oh no, I didn't think he was. I was just hypothetically. Yeah. I just was curious.
There's talks that Houston has talked to Philly, and Philly like, nah, we not sending you Ben Simmons.
No.
There's word that they spoke to the Nets, and Houston told the Nets, no, we don't want Karis LeVert, we don't want Allen,
right,
and we don't want Dinwiddie, we want Kyrie or something.
Actually,
which is crazy. That's the rumor though.
I hear you, and you know what? My thing is this: from what I understand, Harden's preference is to go to Brooklyn over Philly.
Yeah,
you understand?
You know why I send him? I trade him to Sacramento. He had a contract for 3 years. Oh, you want out? Okay, I'm gonna send you to Sacramento, bro.
Well, you don't want to send him in your conference. You don't want to send him. You don't want to send him in your conference.
Sacramento ain't that good.
Sacramento's crap.
But with him on that team, that makes them a whole lot better.
Not if they give me half their roster, or don't.
Give me Buddy Hield. Give me
Buddy Hield. Yep.
So the problem that Houston has right now, and like I said before, it's always been Philly. Regardless, like he could throw out all these other names, they can report on all these other. It's always been Philly. I believe that wholeheartedly. It's always been Philly.
Yeah, well, Bishop, they're not gonna. They what's his name just said they're not gonna part.
Who said that?
Oh,
who said that?
Fellas,
who said
James
that?
Harden does not have a trade clause.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
James Harden does not have a trade clause. You go wherever I want to send you.
There you go. And remember, Daryl Morey got nicely asked to go away from Houston because he cost them money. You really think that the Houston Rockets owner is going to do a deal with Daryl Morey and help him?
Dude, listen. So then you keep James Harden there, and you have a toxic environment.
I send him to Sacramento.
Hey, fellas, it's hard to move James Harden because of the money.
Right.
He's making 39, 38, 40
How much
million.
is Ben Simmons making?
30 something.
Right. So you take Ben Simmons and you put Tobias Harris in that.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
And you give him a pick.
No team wants to give up. They don't want to give up a lot to get James Harden.
They're not gonna give up Simmons or Embiid, Bishop. They're not.
No, they're not giving up Embiid. They'll give up Simmons.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Who said they won't give up Simmons?
The GM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know what? I send him to Sacramento for De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, a bunch of draft picks, whatever. Here, go. Let me go. You can go stand there in the corner, Sacramento, and let your career die. All right,
dude. So okay. So just like the conversation that we had last session.
Okay.
You are okay with management shitting on a player, but when a player turns around and tries to take the lead and not and does the shitting, everybody's got a problem with it.
No, I don't. I don't have a problem with it. I've never had a problem with that. What I'm saying though is that at this stage of the game, if he's going to get moved, it's not going to be to a team he wants because they're not going to give anything up. And if he then becomes a problem for me, right? Instead of trying to work with me, be a partner in this with me.
Right. So like AD did in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That
so
was an acclimable.
Right. So I can try to get you where you want to go. If you want to be an a-hole with me, bro, I can always send you to Sacramento. You can go play for damn Luke Walton. Okay.
It doesn't work out for either one of us because if I keep you hostage, then your trade value goes down.
No, his trade value will go up.
Then what I can get for you is going to diminish. If I get rid of you now, if I get rid of you now, I can get something. I can work with what I have. And I can keep it moving. Nobody's gonna let a 34-point a game guy languish about. It's too offense is too at a premium in the league for you to send the premier scorer, the league's leading scorer, to a team to just languish away. That's just not gonna happen.
Okay,
it's happened before, but Bishop,
Premier play who?
It's happened before, but anyway,
Bob
he's
McAdoo got exiled.
Right. He's under contract, so
right. I got that. I got that. But again, if you can get Ben Simmons,
but wait, if he's under contract for me, you really can't be disruptive. If you want me to move you to someplace desirable,
why not?
Because you under contract.
Right. So it's like, so it's okay. It's okay for management to hold me hostage when you know that I want to go. You know that I want to go.
It's a way to move. It's a way to do it in the wrong. It's a good way to do it and a wrong way to do it.
Well, if he asked for it and they didn't give it to him, just like with Jimmy Butler, he went and asked nicely. Anthony Davis, he went and asked nicely.
Right.
And what they do, it had to turn ugly before they made a move.
Okay, but it actually. But see, here's the thing: I'm not saying that you're wrong for doing it, but just be ready for it's kind of like freedom of speech. Yeah, speech is free. You can say whatever you want.
Right.
But there's also consequence that comes with saying what you want. James Harden can act a fool and act stank and force his way out. But that also means that since you're forcing your way out and I have the control of you, I can send you where I want. So yeah, you're gonna get what you want. It's kind of, and I'll relate it to myself. For years, I was when I got out, and I just really realized a few weeks ago that I still really haven't acclimated to being a civilian. I still haven't. I still haven't made the transition. It's still very tough for me.
Okay.
But when I first got out, it was real hard for me. I was really angry, violent, the whole thing. I would go to VA hospitals, put hands on people, scream at people to get what I wanted. And they gave me what I wanted, but it was never what I actually needed. But I got what I wanted. So,
at the moment.
Right. So James Harden might get what he wants, but it might not be what he needs. Sometimes you have to take a step back and say, you know what? I know I'm screaming, this is what I want. But maybe if I just stop being an a-hole, if I don't be an a-hole about it and just ask somebody and then listen to what they have to say, maybe I'll actually get what I really need.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying is he's under contract. If he can do it any way he wants, but if he works in partnership with them, maybe by mid-season, okay, they can get what they really want from him depending on how things go. Right now, no one's going to give them what they want. So they're stuck with each other. So make the best of a bad situation.
Right. Teams want Houston they want the world back for him.
Right.
You're not getting it.
Right.
You're not getting it.
Right. So he's hard to move.
Now on midseason, they're not getting it because you got a disgruntled player, and it doesn't matter whether you want to get back at me and you want to be vindictive. Guess what? I still get paid. Why are you laughing?
What Ronan posted.
Yeah. What do you say?
Harden don't want to come to Philly, Gotham City. COVID-19 has shut down the strip clubs.
Maybe you want to go to Atlanta. Maybe that's where he really wants to go.
No, he really want to be in Philly. I think it's always been Philly, and they just threw the Nets out there just because.
I don't think so.
Bishop, why does he want to? Why does he want to be in Philly?
Because his brother.
Okay, so if you're playing with James Embiid, if you're playing with Joel Embiid, and you're playing with some of the other players that they have there in the Eastern Conference, that's a pretty good team. That's a Eastern Conference Finals team.
Wherever Harden goes, and he goes to a team that has an existing star, it's a good move.
I say, what do you call it? Get rid of his ass. Send him to Brooklyn. I'll give up Kyrie.
But wait a minute, though. If you give up Kyrie,
so
you got Kyrie and John Wall.
Who?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Right, exactly.
I wish it could.
And if you think about it, Kyrie and KD just started their love affair. So every time you hear from one of them, they're talking about how good the other one is and how they feel so comfortable. It's not like they're in a relationship.
Wait, come on, Bishop. You're not playing Diana Ross right now.
I'm just saying. Like it sounds like every time you talk to Kyrie, he's singing the praises of KD. Yeah.
Put the Boss album down, bro.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
I just don't see Philly giving up Ben Simmons.
I don't see
the fact that you can't trust Joel Embiid to stay healthy. You can't trust Joel Embiid to be in shape. You can't trust Joel
him to
Embiid.
go to the African restaurant.
You understand what I'm saying? If I'm running Philly,
if you gave up Ben Simmons, what would you be giving up?
I would be hanging my future
defender.
on a player that I can't trust to do the right thing by his body, which means I may lose him for a season, and now I'm stuck with just one guy again, like I have been before. So now, how does that help me if I'm truly trying to win a championship?
Ben Simmons is not the picture of health either. He's injury prone too.
Yes, but but his injuries aren't because of malfeasance. Joel Embiid's injuries are because he's always out of shape because he's lazy.
Well, I mean, again, they're claiming that he's in the best shape of his career. They're claiming that this is going on. They're claiming that. So I don't know. I'd have to see them. I'd have to see them play. But I gotta say, even with him being out of shape, and overweight, he's the only player in the Eastern Conference that was guarding Giannis 1-on-1.
Okay.
So, and when they did play Milwaukee Bucks, he was one of the only players that could basically shut Giannis down on the perimeter, driving to the basket. So
and how far did we get in the playoffs? How far did they get in the playoffs?
Because they had Ben Simmons.
So now you give up Simmons. So you give up Simmons. Okay, but you give up Simmons, and now Embiid goes down again. So now I'm stuck with just Harden. How far am I going in the playoffs?
That's a big if.
Nowhere.
Ain't no if with Embiid getting hurt. Ain't no if. It's when.
I don't know.
Well, when he has to take his load management break so he can go eat, you know.
I'm hoping that Doc is able to get them together a little bit better than the last coach.
Okay, so now we counting on Doc Rivers, who couldn't get people to get along in any of his stops when he had ultra talented teams. Now we count on him to motivate Joel Embiid.
Right. No, just look for a second round with Philly with Doc Rivers.
Oh, them blowing a 3-1 lead. One of the two.
In the East,
right. Either he gonna blow a 3-1 lead, or they gonna go to the second round. That's about
in the East.
Yes.
I don't know. The only team they would have to compete with in the East is Milwaukee at that point.
Boston.
No, they would be better than Boston. With
Not
James
defensively. Not defensively, they wouldn't.
They'd be better than Boston.
Okay.
Boston doesn't have anybody to guard them. Either one of them.
And who's guarding Tatum?
That's fine.
He said,
give Tatum his 40 and stop everybody else.
Okay. All right. I hear you talking.
So I guess we're overlooking Miami as well.
Right. Exactly.
Miami doesn't have any big men.
Oh.
Who's going to guard James Harden?
There was a rumor that yep.
Okay, and he's still scoring 34 points a game. So why does everybody keep saying like James Harden doesn't play D? Nobody else in the NBA plays D.
I don't care about Harden playing D. I'm saying you just said who's going to guard James Harden. I said Jimmy Butler. Who's Harden going to guard?
He's going to get 34 points a night.
And whoever James Harden guards is going to get 30 points.
We talking playoffs right now. In the playoffs, right? And we've seen James Harden in the playoffs.
Blame out.
We've seen him fail.
Yes.
So now he fails again in the playoffs, and now I'm counting on Joel Embiid, who fails in the playoffs. So how far am I actually going?
But I'm saying it's a whole lot different when you're playing with a competent big man who's a mismatch on any given night. It's a whole lot different. You can say whatever you want about Joel Embiid, out of shape, whatever. He's still the top 3 big men in the league.
None of that matters if he's not playing.
Say what?
None of that matters if he's not playing.
Yeah, because he'll be eating.
Jeez. To me, like I said, the 76 is the only team that makes sense. It's the only team that makes sense.
It's not gonna happen.
What about the rumor that he's gonna go to Miami?
No.
For Tyler Hero and some other pieces.
They building. Only thing they're missing is a big man.
Actually, you know what the best spot for him is right now, honestly?
Where?
But they don't have the pieces for it, is Golden State.
No. I don't want him in.
But they don't have the pieces. They don't have the pieces to make that trade.
Nah.
It's been 15 minutes is up. I'm tired of Golden State.
No, but I'm just saying from a basketball standpoint.
No, I hear you.
If we look at teams that he might fit on, I see him as a fit in Golden State.
Nah.
Yeah, everybody's a fit in Golden State.
Well,
I had to leave. Let's move on to the last topic.
Oh, speaking of
Brooklyn Nets, point guard Kyrie Irving and forward Kevin Durant shine in preseason opening with first time KD and Irving playing together as Nets teammates. Me personally, preseason games don't impress me, but you guys go.
I mean, it's Kyrie and Kevin Durant. I mean, you expect them to look
right.
You know, so that's nothing there. It's when they don't win, and then they start going at each other, and you taking too many shots, and you know you held the ball too long, and whatever else, Kyrie will figure out to blame Durant for. That's basically
what I saw. Because I didn't care about them honestly. Because I know what Kyrie can do on the basketball court. You know what Kevin Durant can do on the basketball court. I was looking at the team, how the team was operating, some of the rotations, some of the younger players. I saw some really good growth in Jared Allen. They got some players on that team. I didn't know they had Jeff Green. If you just from a purely basketball standpoint, that is a very talented roster. It's a very talented roster. You can basically switch at every freaking position. You can switch 5. All 5 can switch. You can throw a lineup out there where you can literally have kind of what Houston did with the 6. Nobody bigger than 6'9" and still win a game. You can go big if you want because you got Allen, you got Jordan, you got Joe Harris. They got shooters, man. They got shooters on that squad. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm just waiting, I don't really care for Kyrie because he's not a winning player. But again, if you just look at them talent-wise and take all the other nonsense out, that should be a really good team.
Did y'all see what he did yesterday?
Oh yeah, he had a good game. So yes, he won.
No. He spoke to the media and he walked back the things he said about. Oh, we can have anybody coach. I'm a coach. Durant's a coach. Spencer Dinwiddie's a coach. He says Steve Nash commands the room and yada, yada, yada. So
somebody got in his ear. Somebody he respects got in his ear.
They told him, yo, chill. Don't sandbag the coach publicly.
I guess he had to meet him before he started talking about him.
It's all good when you're playing against second-tier players from the Washington Wizards in the preseason game, and everything is good.
And you play 20 minutes.
And you're hitting your shots, and you're crossing over behind the back, step back, and it's all good. You're looking good. It's all good. But once the regular season starts, and from what I saw, it's like Hachimura. Was it? Yeah, Hachimura.
Yeah, good.
I like that dude.
In the physical part of the game, he snatched the rebound from Kevin Durant and dunked on his head.
Yeah.
And it was just like, expect more of that in the Eastern Conference, dude, because you rail thin, and it's a lot more physical. It's not so free flowing in the Eastern Conference as it was out west, and you ain't got the shooters on your team. And yes, Kyrie can light it up, but he can also stink it up.
Yeah, but you got other shooters there. Karis LeVert is a shooter. Joe Harris is a shooter.
Who you think gonna be taking most of the shots?
Say what?
Who you think gonna be taking most of the shots on the Nets?
Again, this is why I said I was looking at other things besides those two. And again, I understand this is a big if, but if they play properly and if they actually listen to the coaches that they have, then they will be getting those guys a lot of open shots.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie can have a bad night and they can still win because, again, this is all if, and I understand if it's a 2-letter word, but it has a huge meaning. If they play properly and if he's willing to pass the ball to those guys when he's having a bad night, that team can be really good.
And also, he has to realize he doesn't, like in Cleveland or even in Boston, you don't have to dominate the ball. Everybody can eat.
Right.
You could still be the focus, but you don't have to dominate the ball anymore.
He can get 25 on 15 shots. He could get 25 on 15 shots a night.
If he didn't do that with LeBron, what makes you think he's gonna do that with Karis LeBron and Dinwiddie and Durant?
I know who he is.
Well,
exactly.
I said if. I said if.
So if that was the type of player he was, he would be like an Isaiah, like pick and choose your points. In the third quarter, pick and choose your points in the fourth quarter. You still get your numbers. You don't have to shoot a lot. You still get your 20 points, 10 assists, or 25 points, 10 assists, and a few rebounds, a few steals, and you're good money. But no,
if him and KD are close, and all KD has to tell him, look at how I played in Golden State. Look at how Steph Curry played in Golden State.
Yep.
We both sacrifice shots and points. Both they went from 30-point scorers to scoring 26, 27 apiece. Yep. That's beautiful.
And you know who I think of when you ask that? I think of Bob McAdoo. Bob McAdoo, when he got to the Lakers, was still a guy that nobody could stop. He could still score better than anybody in the league. He led the league in scoring. He was a star. But when he got to the Lakers, they sat down and talked to him and said, listen, we're trying to win championships here. So are you willing to do what's necessary to win a championship? He was coming off the bench. He could have started for the Lakers. He really could have. Bob McAdoo was still that good. But he was willing to listen to other star players, and he adapted his game. And he wound up winning championships with them and was an important piece in those championships. So all I'm saying is, and again, I keep saying if this relationship with Durant is true, if this relationship with Durant is what they say it is, then that means that he's willing to now listen to someone to tell him, hey, maybe you should think about changing what you're doing.
So that means that Kyrie would be taking 10 to 15 shots a game and focusing on distributing and making players around him better, making his teammates better.
That's the hope. I think that's the hope in Brooklyn.
Yeah, everything that I've heard has been like KD and me and KD, me and KD, KD and I, me and KD, me and KD.
I said that's the hope, bro.
Me and KD that, KD. So he's already telling you what's this going to be about.
But the hope is that KD is saying, while he's saying that publicly, KD is is in his ear privately saying,
and DeAndre Jordan is there standing behind him.
Like, right. I think maybe they can talk about it in the podcast.
As long as the two of them are putting up their numbers, they'd be more than happy to throw the rest of those guys under the bus.
I don't think so, because there was an IG live that they did. I saw a clip of where Kyrie was talking about he wanted to do 8 post-ups a game. And Durant was like, that sounds good, but you're supposed to be the point guard.
So if LeBron wasn't able to get him to see the light and manage him and manage his ego, I don't think KD is going to be able to do it.
Well, you listen to people you respect. If I don't respect you, I don't care what your stature is. If I don't respect you, I don't listen to you. It doesn't matter who you are, what your stature is.
Yep.
Okay? So just because it was LeBron, if he didn't respect LeBron, it doesn't matter what LeBron said.
And you see how things he says about LeBron, or
he did not like LeBron. He didn't respect him. He didn't like him. And whether he was valid in that or not doesn't matter. When you don't like somebody, when you don't respect somebody, you don't give a damn what they have to say, even when they right.
Right. It's sort of like when the Knicks had Sprewell and Allen Houston. They both play the same position. Sprewell had to play out of position. He sacrificed that, playing small forward when really he's a 2 guard.
He's a 2 guard, right?
And it worked.
Allen Houston was a better 2 guard though.
Yeah. Okay. How about
he was a better shooter.
Earl Monroe and Walt Frazier? You're gonna tell me Pearl wasn't better? Pearl was better than Walt on any every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Okay,
better offensive player. Black Jesus, better defensive player.
Okay, but Black Jesus, but Earl sacrificed a lot of his game, okay, to fit in because he respected Walt.
He respected the others. They had 4 Hall of Famers.
Right.
And he wanted to play winning basketball.
Right.
And what you're saying right now, I completely agree with you 110%. But what about Kyrie?
I don't know, bro.
What about Kyrie has showed you that he wants to play winning basketball?
Earth is flat.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
We can't expect anything different from that dude than what he's shown.
He's in the Knicks.
But we can hope. We can hope. Right?
And it's like he's just waiting to get himself in his own flow and be like, well, I tried to get the ball to KD and I got to just do it myself. Because you don't think that him putting all this pressure on KD before they even play a game, oh, I can get the ball to him and he can hit the last shot and he can do this and he can do that and he's the greatest. He's the best player that I ever played with. Imagine KD not delivering on that.
Kyrie reminds me of this guy I play with who counts how many touches he gets with. He's sitting there counting. Well, I ain't touched the ball in the last 3 possessions. I ain't take a shot. Really, son.
And you know what?
That's the Kyrie move.
Yeah.
We talked about fathers earlier, and nobody talks about Kyrie's dad and how Kyrie's dad has been such a huge influence on him, his basketball style. But a lot of the reason that Kyrie plays the way he does and acts the way he does on the court is a direct result of that, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
That and also he got a lot of his Godfather's game in him too.
Oh yeah.
Rod Strickland.
Yeah, Rod didn't do him any favors.
Rod Strickland was the point guard.
Yes, he was.
Rod Strickland was the point guard. Like Rod Strickland, yes, he would break you down, but his primary goal was to make sure that everybody ate. And he would do it in style.
Sometimes he scored a little.
Yeah, but he pick and chose his spots. And
that was
when he was younger. He had more of a scorer's mentality.
Yeah,
That's partly why the Knicks traded him.
Yeah.
Partly why San Antonio traded him.
Yep.
And then,
that and the fact he was doing dumb shit off the court, but we ain't getting into that.
Hey.
I saw him in the club, but
hey, Bentley's in the shadow. That's a hard thing to avoid.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I saw him.
Especially you playing home, and I heard things about Rod's brother.
But Rod later in his career became the quintessential point guard. But early in his career, Rod was a lot like Kyrie, really kind of selfish.
Yeah, he's trying to get to the basket and break you down and make you look bad, cracking ankles.
Yeah. You would think at this stage in Kyrie's career, you've already done that, dude. Put the mixtape stuff away and let's be about winning basketball.
Some people can't put the mixtape down. Go ahead, David.
I think with Kyrie, though, Kyrie, came onto the scene in Cleveland, number 1 pick right after LeBron is gone, and it basically became his team. I mean, there was nobody else there.
Right.
And then LeBron comes back, and all the emphasis is on LeBron. And I think that might have fueled some of that jealousy.
Yeah.
So then Kyrie said, okay, we got this chip, but I feel that, I was the man, even though we weren't winning like this, I was still the man on this team before LeBron came. So I want to go somewhere to prove that I can win without LeBron. And that was his mission. So coming here and playing with KD, he failed.
In Boston.
Yes, he failed in Boston. But coming here now, him and KD coming in at the same time, it's not like it was Kyrie's team and KD came, and now everybody's talking about KD. So he's able to he doesn't see KD competitively the way he saw LeBron.
Well, he has to realize he's still not going to be the man. You still have to. KD is the man. So
well, you know that. I know that. We all know that. Kyrie doesn't know that, but he doesn't see it as right now that he's got to compete with KD for headlines and attention. Once it starts happening, then we might see that other part of Kyrie that come out right now it's preseason. They're having a love fest.
Yep. It's early in a relationship.
It's you and me. We're going to take over New York. That whole thing, because KD didn't come in there and infringe on Kyrie's space. They came together.
Well, KD's a low-key dude.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another piece of it. But KD is an undeniable top player. Right, top tier player, and he's won.
Yep.
So now when it starts talking about KD getting that spotlight, I'd like to see how Kyrie handles that. With not being in the spotlight, and
he needs to get out of his own way.
And that's been the problem with Kyrie his whole career, inability to get out of his own way. You talked about McAdoo. You talked about Monroe and others that made that transition. I don't see Kyrie as having that trait.
Right.
Well,
not right now.
But then that's also going to tell us how good the coaches are there and how much he actually does respect anybody on that coaching staff. Because it don't have to be the head coach, but there's got to be somebody on that staff who he respects enough to listen to, who's willing to snatch him up in the office. Say, "Oh, come here, let me talk to you." Snatch him up and they're like, "Listen, man, we want to win something here, and you have to listen." And that's where the rubber's going to meet the road. Is that coaching staff you put together got a lot of names on it? Who's he going to listen to?
Exactly.
But Chandler, remember, and Bishop, remember Adrian Dantley in Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah.
He could have he doesn't have a ring. He could have a ring. He's one of the best scorers ever in the NBA. One of the best. AD, the original AD did not listen to Chuck Daly when he said, "Listen, we want you to come off the bench and run with Benny Johnson. We want you to run with the microwave, and we want Dennis Rodman to start." He was adamant on, "No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not coming off the bench." Yeah. So they said, "Okay, we're going to trade you," and they traded him, and they brought in
Mark Aguirre.
Yeah,
Mark Aguirre was a B plus player, great scorer, great offensive guy. I guess they set Mark Aguirre down because he was Isaiah's friend. They said, "Listen, we don't need you to score 25 points like you did in Dallas. We need you to score maybe 15, 17. Some nights you get 20, but you're going to get a ring." He was like, "All right, all I got to do is score a little, rebound and pass. Okay, I'm down with that." And what happened? He got a ring. Got 2 rings.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what's crazy is you're right, because that is the perfect example right there. Yeah. Adrian Dantley and Mark Aguirre and Kyrie and Kyrie, because it's dude, how self-absorbed do you have to be willing to throw away an opportunity to get something very few people have,
right?
Just because you want to be the name.
Right. Or you just don't want to change your game. You just don't want to relent a little.
Right.
We ain't asking you to come off the bench. We ain't asking you not to shoot. Just a little less, so other people can get, and we can,
he can still get his numbers in 10 to 15 shots.
Exactly, he can.
And having them there makes him more efficient.
Yeah, you get
can't double nobody.
3 to 4 shots a quarter, or 5 shots a quarter, and that's just off the rotation of the ball or the shot clock running down. You don't have to be the guy who initiates and actually takes the shots. But with the way he plays, and because he's so selfish, it's always got to be about him. Well, look at that move he just made. Yeah. Look at his handle. Look at this. Look at that. Now, after that going on and on and on and on, and it's just like, who on that bench is he going to listen to, Chandler? You got Steve Nash, you got Mike D'Antoni, you got Amari Stoudemire, and you got Mark's boy, Jack Vaughn.
So nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we know Mike D'Antoni is very passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Steve Nash is the nice guy. Jack Vaughn is a losing coach.
Stoudemire, all he wants to do is bathe in wine. You know, Stoudemire gonna be sitting around there bathing in wine. I don't know what happened.
See, Kyrie, you don't understand the secrets of the grapefruit. when you simmer and let yourself soak into the
it's gonna be pretty interesting.
It is.
Oh,
it is.
Pretty interesting.
They got Landry Shamet.
That's what I'm saying.
Johnson. They got a lot of
shooters. They got dudes
shooters
who can put
and
the ball in the basket.
Somebody got to get them the ball. Somebody got to get them the ball.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody's got to give it to them.
They got that kid that you like, Chandler. Chiluza?
Oh yeah, that
Chioza.
Kid, yeah. Listen, if you look at that roster, that is a very talented roster, man.
I wonder how many minutes the two of them going to be playing tonight.
In the beginning, I would probably keep them to 20 to 25. I wouldn't do more than 30.
Yo, y'all got Jeff Green, who can just flat out score inside, outside, play three positions.
Yeah, and when he disappears, you don't need him because you got other guys to take his spot.
When you look at the substitution, if you take Joe Harris out, you put in Jeff Green.
Yeah.
When you take Kyrie or Spencer Dinwiddie or Karis LeVert out, you got Landry Shamet and Tyler Johnson.
Yeah.
Then we forgetting about Prince.
Yeah, look at the roster. That roster is stacked.
Well, when you see the two of them, let's just think about this now. Let's just think about this. Or when you see Kyrie and KD rolling and they don't want to come out of the game because they want to play 35 minutes a game between the two of them, and the other guys is only getting 13 minutes a game? 13 minutes a game, because the bulk of the playing time and the bulk of the shots are going to those two, and that's how we're gonna do this. Then
they got a lot of small forward / power forward guys. They got a lot of guards also.
Right. So then you have people not rebounding as hard. Then you got people not playing defense as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got KD getting into foul trouble because he's going to be trying to anchor defense down low. Then you got Kyrie. You know how well he plays defense.
Oh, that's not his thing.
Nah.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had a problem with the Steve Nash hire, because they should have brought in a coach who has won something, a coach who would be willing to tell Kyrie, "Oh, you don't want to share the ball? Come sit next to me."
Yeah. I doubt if they'll pull him out and put Spencer Dinwiddie in just to show him. I doubt that.
I would, but that's me. But that's the kind of coach you need. You need a coach that's willing to take that heat, both from Kyrie and the media and the front office.
Yeah, well, that's why if you had a seasoned coach who had won something, then they're a little more confident about, they're not worrying about what they're going to say in the paper tomorrow or in sports, talk with Steve Nash. He's still trying, he's trying to establish his identity as a coach.
Right.
And so, he's playing for, his job and his future. He doesn't have the portfolio yet to be able to do some of those moves.
Yeah. And you don't think Mike D'Antoni gonna be knifing him? Y'all don't know Mike D'Antoni.
Yes, yep. That's Mr. Knife.
Yeah. Mike the Knife.
He'll do it so passive aggressively, you won't even realize he done stuck you 4 times.
Listen, you don't need this headache. You don't need this headache, Steve.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's talking to manage. Steve doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly.
He lost control of the locker room, but I ain't want to say it. I did try to send you a telegram note.
Yep. I tell you.
What was that thing? What was that on Living Color? I ain't want to gossip.
Yep. You ain't hear it from me. But,
It's like, okay, so you got a great offense. You got a great offense because you got Kyrie and KD. And who's going to be playing defense?
Prince,
Jordan, Allen,
DeAndre Jordan.
Dinwiddie does play defense. Karis LeVert does play defense.
No, I'm talking about why they on the
Harris
court.
plays defense. Durant plays good defense. Landry Shamet plays D.
Jeff Green plays D. That's what I'm saying. If you, dude, with the right, if you push the right buttons with this team, you should win 55 games. Easy.
60.
Easy.
Well, let's think about, so here's the teams that are going to give them headaches in the East. You got Boston that's going to give them headaches in the East.
Mm-hmm.
You got Milwaukee. You got Miami. And you got the 76ers will give them problems because if they don't trade Ben Simmons, he can guard KD.
Yeah.
I mean, Simmons can guard KD.
Yeah, but the thing with Philly is I think they have enough shooters where even if you take KD away, they have enough other shooters. Now, again, that's going to be predicated on Kyrie actually passing the ball. I get all of that.
Yes.
But I think Boston, because Boston can throw as many tweeners and multi-positional guys at the Nets as the Nets have. So I definitely think Boston's going to give them problems. I know Miami's going to give them problems because, them boys in Miami, they like to play defense.
Yep.
Milwaukee, I don't trust that coach, bro. I really don't trust that coach in Milwaukee.
What's the name? With the guard, with Drew Holiday, they're going to be all right.
Yeah, that's true, but I still don't trust him, the coach, because he never makes any adjustments.
That's what I saw in the bubble.
Yeah, when you got a real point guard, you don't have to do that because they're going to regulate the game. And Drew Holiday plays on both ends.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he play on both ends. He play lockdown defense, and he gonna give you buckets.
Yeah.
So
I give him a benefit of the doubt for that, but I don't trust like Charles said. I don't trust that coach for what I saw in the bubble. His lack of adjustments. So now that they've got Drew Holiday, then I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They have what's his name, Bledsoe. It's like
Eric Bledsoe.
No, they got rid of him.
No, I'm saying that's who they had last season.
Yeah.
So it's like, what adjustments are you gonna make when you got your star player running the offense?
That's true. Well,
yeah, it's true.
Now you take the ball out of your star player's hands. Now Giannis is free to do what Giannis is best at doing: slashing, cutting to the basket, doing all. You don't have to do that coast to coast.
Catching lobs.
But is he going to do that?
Right.
Is he going to do that, or is it going to be another Brett Brown situation where you got a coach who basically is not putting people in the right positions?
And then you got Chris Middleton, who now is going to be. You'll start seeing more. I don't know why people don't see like that dude is a premier scorer, yo. He's a premier scorer, and Brett. The coach just not using him properly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I don't trust the coach, because if you still keep the ball in Giannis's hands, then why the hell did you trade for Drew Holiday or sign Drew Holiday? You know what I'm saying? So the coach has to do his job and actually put the ball in Drew's hand and tell Giannis, listen, you playing off the ball. That's what's best for the team. You still going to get your points. You're still going to dominate, but it's going to be easier for you. Now they can't build the wall because we have an actual point guard. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Chris Middleton, he gets overlooked because Giannis is doing everything and they're kicking out of him last minute. And yeah, he was getting buckets. Right. But when they had Brogdon, that's when Middleton really shined because they had somebody take the pressure off of Giannis.
They had a point guard.
Yeah.
A real point guard, not a two guard. And then you got, imagine Giannis and Drew Holiday in the pick and roll.
True.
You got to respect Drew Holiday, and then you got Giannis rolling to the basket.
I mean, yeah, Drew Holiday. You're right though. Drew Holiday made Julius Randle look like an all-star level NBA player. Because that's the best season Julius Randle had was playing with Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
And then Milwaukee picked up DJ Augustin, good backup.
Yep. Yeah. Solid backup.
They picked up your boy Chandler.
Who?
The great Bobby Portis.
You know what? Bobby Portis is one of the bigger wastes of talent in a long time. And you know how I feel about Bobby Portis wasting his damn talent. Portis.
Can he fight?
Can he who?
Can he fight?
Man, listen, I ain't trying to hear from Bobby Portis right now.
You need that on your team. You need that.
Bobby Porter's from Brooklyn, but he's not Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? He's from Brooklyn, but he's not Brooklyn.
So you got an enforcer. You got an enforcer. You got a point guard.
Still got Brook Lopez who could step out, hit threes, play inside mid range.
Did they bring him back? Did they bring Lopez back?
They brought back Brook.
Okay.
Robin is somewhere else.
Yeah, he's with Washington.
Yes,
that's a good place for him.
It is. As a backup to the kid Hachimura, I think that's good because he can help that kid learn how to use his body.
Washington's gonna be all right if they make some more moves and Beal stays and that young kid grows. I like his game.
But they got two big men that get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen, they made some good moves. Well, hell, they got rid of Grunfeld, so any moves you make can be better than the ones he made. But they've made some good moves recently. I like the nucleus that they got in Washington. Listen, the Atlantic Division, for once, I think might actually be a good division. For once. I mean, from top to bottom, instead of like a couple of teams in this trash. I think if we look at the Atlantic with Washington and the Knicks and the Nets and Philly and Boston, I think it's going to be a good division this year.
Knicks are better.
They look like a competent basketball team. They look like an actual basketball team now.
Still, RJ Barrett didn't work on his game.
No, he didn't. But
he still looks.
Listen, he is what he is. He probably will never be a great 3-point shooter. If he can give me 32% this year, 33, I'm good with that. That's progression.
All I want to see is a team that actually looks like they have a clue when they go on the court, that plays hard, and looks like a professional basketball team. I'll settle for that right now.
I saw your man Randall. He still does what he does.
I know.
But the 2 games they played, he was moving the ball. And he was diving on the floor. He was hustling and going after rebounds.
He still was in the wrong place defensively, like almost like 60% of the time.
Rome wasn't built in a day, brother.
Tibbs is benching him 20 games into the season. Tibbs is benching, and he's coming off the bench, guaranteed.
I was disappointed. I saw a little bit of the first half yesterday, I guess it was, watching Dennis Smith Jr. A couple of times I saw him. He allowed the defense to double team him, and instead of passing out of it, he tried to dribble out of it, and then he went into the backcourt, got called for a backcourt violation. Something he just didn't do it for me.
I think they gotta build him back up from ground zero.
Yeah.
The loss of his stepmother, I think, really screwed that young man up. And then adding the fact that he was playing for that clown Fizdale, I think that they have to basically tear him down and build him back up from the studs. That's a tear down to the studs and a rebuild. Okay. I think so. I don't think I think that they're gonna do a lot of work with him in practice. When he gets in games, I think what you'll see is if he's playing well, he'll stay in the game. But I think there'll be quick hooks for him. But they will explain to him why they're doing it versus just sitting him in the corner. All I'm looking for from him, man, is by mid-season for him to look like a professional basketball player again. You know what I'm saying?
Frank is still Frank.
But Chandler, if you look at the backcourt, I'm just like, yo, dude, the starting job is yours by default. There's nobody there that possesses the skill sets that you have. So the starting job should be yours by default.
Yeah, but his mind ain't right. His mind ain't right.
That Elfrid Payton, Payton
is going to be the starter.
Yep.
You had another opportunity. To take the starting spot, and he looked like this is the first time he's playing basketball.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, dude. His stepmother's death. Listen, he's a young kid and he lost his mother, and everybody handles that differently. It destroyed him. I'll give
you that. I wasn't even considering that, But like Bishop said, he did look like somebody who didn't even know how to be a basketball player.
Yeah,
but I think between him And then I have high expectations for Kevin Knox, but the only thing he want to do is take fadeaway 3-pointers.
Man, listen, we were talking about him the other night.
Go to the basket.
If Kevin Knox ceiling, listen, I would take Michael Beasley right now out of Kevin Knox. Okay, if that was his ceiling, I'd accept that right now. Okay,
you mean Michael Beasley, the weed smoker?
Yes, yes, but who was a walking bucket?
Still is.
Okay, Kevin Knox ain't a walking nothing. All right. They got a lot of work to do with this team. Yeah, they got a lot of work to do with this team, and that's why I said I just want them to look like a competent professional basketball team. That's all I'm looking for from the Knicks this season. I ain't talking about no amount of wins or nothing. I want to see a team that looks like they know how to play basketball.
Tough out. Yeah, tough out.
Yeah.
Nick's Twitter is hilarious. Dudes is wilding. I'm like, it's 1-2 games. Still in a row.
Oh, you know, Nick's Twitter.
Well, RJ Barrett, I don't know who gave him the green light. His game is like horrible. It's like, yo, dude, you are not the primary option. We need to move the ball, and this needs to be a free-flowing, equal opportunity offense.
Yes.
I don't want you taking how he plays, though.
I don't want you taking 3-pointers. I don't want you taking any 3-pointers.
Him and Randall should never ever take a 3-pointer in life.
I don't care if you hit it. I still don't want you taking it.
Him and Randall shouldn't be on the court at the same time. Did y'all notice that anytime he had the ball, he would refuse to give it to Randall? He'd pass to anybody but Randall. Randall sang with him.
That's like a funny story. I was playing in this tournament, and we had this dude who was a power forward, Spanish dude. He was nice. For whatever reason, me and him ain't mesh on the floor, and I was coming down. I was on a Jack Fest that night. Halftime, he was like, yo, you take another shot, and you don't give it to me in the post, punching you in your face.
Did you pass it to him?
Of course. Dude was like 6'4".
You took another shot and ran off the court.
But what I noticed is if RJ Barrett leads the Knicks in points scoring on any given night, they're gonna lose.
Because he takes ugly shots. It's just like, yo, dude, I just want to see you drive to the basket, fill the lanes. I don't want you mid-range shots, no 3-pointers. You shouldn't be running the offense. You shouldn't be running the offense.
Right.
Randall, if you get the rebound, RJ Barrett.
He shoots like a natural righty trying to shoot with his left hand. There's something awkward about it.
He shoots like his father. He shoots like his father.
The Toppin kid, he looks like a more complete player than RJ Barrett, and he just got
it.
Well, Toppin is a better offensive player. He got how you go for Blake Griffin with the slowest head fake ever?
I told you that kid's defense is just god awful. And that's the thing is, again, where's he gonna play? Because you can't put him at the 3 and Randall at the 4. Y'all gonna get cooked all night long.
He's coming off the bench. Randall is starting right now.
Yeah, like I said, about 20 games in, Randall ain't gonna be starting, but I still don't.
What I did notice, Randall didn't take a lot of shots in the second game, and he more was like selective, and he's making passes.
I saw some nice passes from him.
Yeah, he also turned the ball over. He also turned the ball over too.
Yeah. I saw a few plays, a sequence that they kept turning.
He's a good passer.
That's a given with him.
Yeah, he's a good passer though. When when he wants to be a willing passer, he's a good passer. But I think again, this is where the coaching staff comes in. I think somebody said something to him. Dude, they got some coaches on it in that team that's not afraid to get in players' ass.
I saw Mike Woodson. Toppin made a play. It was after the head fake. He was like, "Hey, come here."
Yep.
Come here. And then on offense, he also they were like coaching him up and come here. And
when Randall was out of position on defense a couple of times, Tibbs called a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
He called a timeout. Whoa. Because if you out of place, then that throws everybody else out of place.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, dude, if it's your man coming down, I don't even care if it's not your man. You're the closest person to the ball. Stop the ball.
Right.
Stop the ball.
Tibbs is meticulous.
Yep.
Stop the ball. So I'm like, I believe at some point he and Tibbs are going to get into it, and you're right. He's probably going to be sitting on the bench.
Yep.
The bench, because it's like you don't play defense consistently. You play defense.
Listen, Tibbs will get your ass up out of there. Tibbs will get you up out of there, bro.
But Bishop,
and that's the thing.
Bishop. So after he takes Randall out, and then he puts Obi Toppin in, who's probably at this point a worse defender than
I could work with him.
Randall. But hold on. If he ain't working out, then you got to put Knox in, who is lost on defense.
Yeah, but Toppin is willing.
Right,
Toppin is willing to listen at least and try. Randall don't even try half the damn time. So you know what Tibbs is gonna put out there? He's gonna put out there the guys who are willing to try, even if they're not successful. As long as they're giving him full effort, he can live with that. Because then you could just teach them, okay, these are the mistakes you made. You can coach him up. He ain't gonna live with cats that's not trying. And I'm telling you, 20 games into the season, we're gonna find out who trying and who not. Because you're gonna see some changes in that rotation.
It's like I don't understand when Randall gets the rebound, dribbles the ball across half court, and then gets to the top of the key and is wanting to initiate the offense. Now Elfrid Payton is running alongside him from maybe like 3/4 court beyond the half court line, and he's just casually dribbling. Give the ball to the guard and get down court.
Yeah,
and get down court. Give the ball to the guard and get down court. Get to the post. Come back up. Set a screen so I can hit you on a pick and roll. Do something else. I don't need you initiating the offense.
But I think that's where Austin Rivers comes in if he's healthy, because Austin Rivers will go take the ball from Randall. Elfrid Payton don't strike me as that type of point guard. You know what he's going to
tell him, get off the rock.
Right. And that's why I wanted the Knicks to get a veteran point guard, because you need somebody to tell people where to go and to put them in their place and be like, listen, I don't give a damn what you like or don't like. We're gonna run this offense, so you're gonna stand over there and not shoot all night.
So, so fellas, I'm gonna get ready to sign off, but I see they had a good one in Cleveland tonight.
Oh, that was I was watching the game.
What happened? Don't tell me. Is it still on?
No, it's over. It's over.
Tell me the Ravens won.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
47-42.
What?
It looked like the Ravens were gonna lose that game.
Listen, I needed them to win that game because I need the Ravens to make the playoffs so people to get off Lamar's back.
Yeah, on Twitter they wilding. Listen, they have some issues. Not their offensive line is banged up.
Yeah, they lost like 3 of their offensive linemen, bro.
I'm gonna sign off with y'all, but
all right.
Yeah. Peace, guys.
Right.
Have a good evening.
People saying he hit his ceiling. I'm like, what?
No, that's the Greg Roman effect. Remember the second season with Greg Roman, quarterbacks start looking bad because Greg Roman doesn't adapt.
Well, but tonight he came to play and he balled out, so people gonna shut up for a while.
Yeah, I'm about to watch these highlights, man. I'm gonna get off here too so I can watch these highlights.
All right, brothers.
All right,
thank you for rocking with us. This is In the Paint, the realest show in sports. Everybody who was on my timeline, I appreciate you. Thank you. Noel, Kevin, Michael, Sean, Lewis. Appreciate you, Ronan, and if we see you in the chat room, brother, thank you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, In the Paint Media Group. Follow us on Twitter at In the Paint Media. Follow me at The Real Max 611, and follow my co-host R Jones at Real R Jones. Peace.